Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Enrique, aka the Aries Gamers. The Aries Gamers. Jesus, I haven't even had like a sip of my beer, and I can't even
Sure.
talk already. It's me, Enrique, aka the Aries Gamer. Let's try that again. Welcome to Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. This is our pre-E3 show, and hey, since we all know what the fuck's gonna happen at E3, good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
See you next week, guys.
Yeah,
It's been fun.
yeah, it's been fun. No, all joking aside, tonight we're going to talk about all the E3. We're going to give our E3 predictions. We're going to talk about some of the shows, press conferences, and some of the leaks that have been coming out the last couple of days or so. And as always, I am joined by my co-host Eric Jackson of EXL Gaming. Eric, what's going on tonight, man?
Good evening, everybody. How's it going?
Great, man. Great. Just looking forward to shooting the shit with you guys. And unfortunately, tonight, our other co-host, Al Alcoholicaust, cannot join us. He is tied up. Hopefully, maybe he joins us later, but it doesn't appear like he's going to join us this evening. But we have some other special guests this evening joining us. We have Bmuny from the Inner Circle Podcast, or Tick, as we call them. Bmuny, what's going on, man?
Hey, not much, man. I'm ready for E3, man.
Yeah, are you all packed and ready to go, man?
I'm halfway packed. Still, trying to get everything wrapped up, but definitely be ready by the end of tomorrow, so I can get ready to catch that flight, man.
I hear that, man. Are you? When are you flying out? Like Saturday or?
I'm flying out actually Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're trying to get
Friday,
there
man, that's early. Are you
Yeah,
you're going as press, right?
Yes.
I can be going out there so early. That's really early.
Well, we gotta get out there Friday. Then, we want to be in the city for the fan fest. So go check that out. See everybody standing in line, camping out and stuff like that. So
What, standing in line so you can point and laugh at him like, ha ha.
You're gonna be showing your press pass.
yeah, we want to talk to as many fans as we can that are out there.
Mhm.
It's a
Nice.
joyous occasion, so
Yeah, no doubt, man.
represent.
It is a joyous occasion, man. Like, we need more joyous occasions in gaming. Everything's like confrontation.
Well, that's why I'm on the podcast, right?
Oh
That's what's
boy.
up, man.
Yeah. And yeah. And we also have another special guest, Rand Al Thor 19 of the TXR podcast. Rand, thanks for joining us tonight, man.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, Enrique. I'm a little bit busy, but I have some time, to talk to you guys about stuff. Although I think actually might be my last podcast for the week. I have a lot of shit I need to take care of for E3 as well.
Oh, I bet.
Mm.
So I probably will not be on a podcast tomorrow, and then probably definitely not going to be on the one on Friday. So this might be the last you see of me for a while, maybe. Well,
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, you got to
till maybe late next week.
yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm flying out to E3 on Sunday. My plane lands Sunday morning at like 11 a.m.
Mm.
I don't think I'm going to Bethesda's though, unfortunately. So I actually have a meeting with somebody, but I'm not supposed to say who later that night. But I can't wait.
Ooh,
Monday
man.
for the
Uh-oh.
Monday for the press conference. Ooh,
Uh-oh.
and FanFest and all that good stuff. Can't wait for next week. It's my first E3. I'm super pumped. I never thought I'd be able to go, but the opportunity presented itself and I took it.
No, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
we
that's
gotta
awesome.
link up, man. We gotta link up.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people I want to meet out there. I think the Tick guys want to meet all you guys, and I've never met like South and like Maka, all the guys I do TXR with. They're all going to be there, so I can't wait to meet them.
Dude, Maka sounds like he's gonna be fucking busy.
Dude, Maka, I've seen his schedule. He's like booked. Like every single hour of all 3 days is like completely booked for him.
Jesus.
Oh, that sounds like me, man.
Yeah.
Is that you, Bmuny?
Yeah, got had the running shoes ready, man, because constantly moving.
I'm just going as a fan, so like I pretty much just like whatever. But like he's going, obviously, as like it's a business trip for him essentially,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's gonna be good meeting everybody out there. I know there's a bunch of people going, so it's gonna be cool to put some names to faces.
That's
Or
awesome.
faces to
Man.
names.
That is
Faces to name, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome, man. So wait, Rand, are you guys going to? You guys are just going to the Microsoft conference, or are you guys going to any other conferences like Bethesda? Or
I South is going to the Bethesda one. I am just going to the Microsoft one. I haven't been invited to any others. And let's be honest, only ones you want to go to are Microsoft's and maybe Sony's.
What about Nintendo?
Maybe if they had one. I mean, Bethesda's press conference is probably going to be pretty good, but all the rest of them, I mean, I think the two you need to go to is Microsoft and Sony's. Those are the ones where they'll show the most games, the new games. The rest of them are just like, you know, it's going to be weird because EA is going to have a good, like, they potentially could have a great show, but it'll just be shit because they're EA and they always have shit shows, right?
Yeah.
Well, it might be interesting to go just because they're going to be like out doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be interesting, but I kind of agree with you, Rand. EA kind of bores me to death.
Yep. Especially when they have old men up there talking about soccer for half an hour.
Yeah. I hope they don't I hope Pelé's in there again. He was out there one year, so
Almost as bad as people on the podcast playing Odin Spear.
Hey, you know what? Fuck it.
ooh, fighting words,
fine.
fighting words.
That's fine.
And
I need to look at I need to look at something beautiful as opposed to you jackasses.
Well, you can't see us, man. We have our avatars up,
That's
but
the whole. Okay. So
Yeah.
am I the only man on camera? Nice.
you're the only man on camera, man.
I'm the face of Basement Radio Arcade.
That's kind of scary, Dave. You can say that.
Nice.
Yeah. And without further ado, our next guest, John, Mistermegative from the Super Deformed Gamescast, which goes live Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man.
Hey,
Our
Enrique.
sister podcast.
If you were a controller and you were charged, would you play yourself? I know I would.
Wait, was that Will Ferrell doing Christopher Walken?
Yes. No, that was Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey.
Oh, okay.
Now, Rand, if you want, I can do Christopher Walken for you. That is, if you want.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Rand's like, what the fuck did I just walk into?
I watched
already-
the episode with
I'm already-
Stinger's show where he did the whole thing for an hour.
I'm
Right,
already-
he was on PTK's podcast and he was doing
Yeah.
it too.
Where are you now?
Yeah.
Just a little
yeah.
bit, though. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I wasn't oversaturating it like I was on Mike's podcast, but I only do that because I want to hijack Mike's podcast whenever I can.
That's kind of easy to do.
It is.
Yeah.
Also because God bless him, I love Mike, but I'm like anything to fill up these 3 hours.
He does marathon podcasts.
Mike,
I think
I love
last
you, buddy.
time. I think last time, Rand, the last podcast, like actually the last one, like 2 weeks ago, I think you hopped on NLG and we went to like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
East Coast time, man.
John left us halfway through.
Yeah, he did.
I did
Yeah,
because I knew what was coming.
John,
I was like, no thanks.
I was falling asleep, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was
like-
passing out.
I was like, I can tell this is going to be a long one. So
Yeah.
no, thank you. No, thank you.
Well, gentlemen, thank you again, guys, for joining us live this evening, the week before E3. Rand and Bmuny, man, I'm excited for you guys. Man, that's awesome. You guys get to go out to E3, and I definitely look forward to hopefully getting you guys back on after E3, so we can kind of get your impressions of the show
I'm going to play all the games.
and play all the games. Yep.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play all the games. I'm going to be like, John, I played Horizon Zero Dawn, buddy. I played all those games.
Just gonna rub it in John's face.
I'm not
That's
a
cool.
Sony guy, and I'll be like, I played all Sony's games, bro.
That's cool. That's fine. You didn't play them well, so it's all right.
Rand, will you be playing any Nintendo games?
Ooh.
Well, apparently they're like,
I think I don't think
Step over
that.
to that booth, man.
Yeah, I'll just ask Maka. I think he's
I think you know what. Honestly, I think Rand would try Zelda. I would try Zelda.
You have
only
to,
Zelda
man.
I ever played was the very first one.
I'm sorry, what?
Really?
Yeah, like I said, like last time I was on this podcast, we talked about this. I played the first
That's right,
Zelda,
yep.
and that's it. I played Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3, but that's it. The
Mhm.
Metroid, I played Metroid Prime.
That's really unfortunate.
So yeah, I just don't have the nostalgia and love for Nintendo like you guys do.
Well, then you're not a real gamer, Rand.
I had a Genesis, motherfucker.
Ooh.
Ooh, blast
Joe
processing.
Montana football right there, man.
Oh, what'd you say? What'd you say, Bunny?
Joe Montana football. That was my
Yeah.
game.
Sports
back
talk
then.
football?
No.
Yeah.
Sports talk football was the shit.
Genesis was straight garbage.
Oh, you better
Oh,
shut your mouth.
yeah. You guys remember Tommy Lasorda baseball? Come on.
You guys, you guys want to talk about the fucking console wars? Those were the console wars.
Those were the console wars.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sega
Yeah.
does. What
This
Nintendo don't.
this shit we have today. This is like fake poser shit. Like Super Nintendo and Genesis, like motherfuckers were coming to blows. Like at
John,
the
we used to talk
schoolyard-
shit in the playgrounds. It was
at the
face to
schoolyard.
face.
At the schoolyard, like man, I
Yeah.
remember so many times my Super Nintendo posse would get rolled up on by the Genesis crowd. Fucking flipping around butter knives, be like, motherfucker, you know where you're at? I'm like, yeah, that's right, I know where I'm at.
You know, Genesis was the best because it actually had red blood in it on Mortal Kombat.
It
Not
did.
like that fake shit on Super Nintendo.
What was
fine.
it?
That's
What
fine.
was the Super Nintendo? Green?
No, it was like white. It was like sweat. But here's the
Sweat.
thing. I wasn't playing Mortal Kombat. I was playing fucking Street Fighter 2. You know, a game that actually requires skill. As opposed to Mortal Kombat, where you can just hit the punch button over and over. That's all fucking Mortal Kombat is.
Oh, come on, John.
You know what I'm talking about?
There's a little more skill
All
to that. than-
no. All you had to do was get plays Raiden and teleport, sweep, uppercut, teleport, sweep, uppercut, teleport, sweep, uppercut, rinse and repeat. The whole
Yeah,
fucking
and
game.
which franchise is more relevant these days?
Oh!
Ooh,
Ooh. Which one launched
yeah.
without problems, John?
Which
Ooh.
one's-
Yeah. You know what?
like
And
a
which
month.
one? Okay, you know what? Fuck all of you. Goodbye.
Oh shit! I love it. Oh my
Mortal
gosh!
Kombat for life.
Fuck that. Although I will say, speaking, if we want to talk about E3 and leaks, kind of excited about that Injustice 2.
Are you?
Is there really a leak when you know it's coming? I mean, this is like you knew
That's
this
not a
was
leak.
coming as soon as Mortal Kombat 10 finished. They're like their next game's Injustice 2.
Honestly, I thought they were Mortal Kombat 10 sold so phenomenally. I thought they would just keep going with that. To be
Yeah, but so did Injustice. Remember how well Injustice sold?
Did it though? I didn't.
Oh,
I
fuck
didn't.
yeah, it did.
I didn't think it sold all that great.
Yeah, it
Dude,
sold well.
It sold extremely well. Like
It did.
And I mean, you just knew they were going to do It's plus with the whole like DC universe shit going on, the movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
You knew they
Oh,
would
man.
want something like that
Terrible,
again.
terrible DC Universe movies.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I would say just stay home and play Injustice instead of going to see
Yeah,
that
you'll get a much
universe.
better DC Universe.
Damn, you guys are harsh on DC Universe.
Yeah,
It's
the
garbage.
storyline in Injustice was better
Because
than
it's
the
that's
Right.
what
movies they
happens
bring
when
out.
you hire
Enrique.
a hack director to fucking direct your first couple movies.
Enrique, they started it with that shitty movie,
Yep.
Which one?
Batman vs Superman.
It was
Well, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on whether or not it's shitty. I'll take your word for it.
I'll comment for you. Shitty,
It's pretty bad. It's
Oh
pretty bad.
god. Well, it's supposed to set up Justice League, so
and it did horribly.
It didn't.
It didn't set anything up.
No.
Matter of fact, Enrique, you saw the movie. If you watched every trailer, just link them together, you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
so that's pretty much it then. I could
Yeah.
save my $15 or whatever it is to go to the movies.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's you've seen the trailers. It's Batman and Superman, and they punch each other a few times, and then they're like, you know what, man, let's be homies.
Martha.
And then
Martha.
Martha, wait, your mom was Martha too? All right, it basically
We're best bros.
it's literally from Step Brothers. Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
You want to go kick some supervillains' asses? Yep.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is. And then fucking Donatello from the Ninja Turtles jumps off a building because Lex Luthor created him, and Wonder Woman comes out of nowhere, and it's garbage.
And she was still the best part of it.
John, by the way, you just spoiled the
Dude.
whole movie for me.
Why?
You've seen the trailer.
You saw the I'm telling you, Enrique, I'm not even kidding you. It's not an exaggeration. They left no surprises.
Yeah,
Dude, Enrique.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is literally in the movie
for like
to get a picture back.
yeah.
Yeah.
A picture.
She's got about 10 minutes of screen. No, actually, not even that, Rand. She's got about
No, not
maybe
even that.
I know,
5,
but
6 minutes.
the reason she's in the movie, she's like, you have a picture for me from 1930.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's your reason for being there. And it just so happens I find the funniest thing is Lex Luthor actually named the entire Justice League. Because he fucking sat there and fucking Photoshop and named the Flash with his logo.
Yeah,
Like Lex Luthor
yeah.
created the Justice League.
Yeah. With
The
his
thing
little
I find
icon.
funny is that Lex Luthor also created Facebook. That's all I saw. I just saw
really
Mark
loves Jolly
Zuckerberg.
Ranchers.
I just saw Mark Zuckerberg. That was not Lex Luthor. It
Dude, you
wasn't.
He's
What if-
typecast as Mark Zuckerberg from now on. I can't see him as any other character
Yeah.
after that movie.
John-
That's
You
not by
alive?
accident. He is the same
What?
character in every movie.
What was that, Rand?
we
was
lost
trying to
Rand.
say something. Rand?
Oh, Zuckerberg got him.
Yeah, Zuckerberg got him.
He was trying to say something, and I was trying to get you jackalopes to be quiet so he could.
I was gonna say.
There he is.
There he is.
Would you allow Lex Luthor to suggestively shove a Jolly Rancher down your mouth?
No,
Eh,
yeah,
that would be a big no.
Okay, you know what? How much am I getting paid?
Nothing.
Maybe.
Whoa. Okay. You know what, guys? I'm really fucking confused right now. I thought we were supposed to talk about E3.
all this video game talk on the Basement Radio Arcade podcast.
Well, it's kind of related. I mean, you
yeah,
mentioned
but it
Injustice
went from
because-
Jolly Ranchers down people's throats.
because that really weird flashback scene in the Batcave kind of came out of Injustice, right?
It did. Yep.
Yeah. So
Okay. All right. Fuck it. Let's talk about video games.
All right. Yeah. But this leaked what? Like was it last week? Injustice 2?
I thought it was like just the other day.
It was today, wasn't
Oh,
it?
was it today?
I thought it was today.
Was it? Yeah.
Because I know that-
I thought it was yesterday or
a couple
today.
days. No.
Couple days? Because I know the poster, the poster leaked, the promo poster with
Yeah,
Batman and the Flash.
All the leaks are running together now, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. So let me ask you something, guys. What do you guys think about all these? I mean, we were talking about this before we came on air live. That I think Bmuny said this kind of reminds you of E3 2 years ago
Yeah.
with all the leaks. What do you guys think about all these leaks? Do you think it's kind of spoiling it for everyone?
Yeah, but I don't know what you can do about it. I mean,
The thing that I find most concerning though is like you see all these publishers are like, oh well, we're revealing our game early, so it's like, oh, well, we'll see Watch Dogs 2 in a couple of days, and we'll
Yeah.
see this game the next day. It's like, why? Why are you doing it the week before E3?
Right. Unless
Yeah.
they have something else that they're really going to show, but that still doesn't make any sense.
But what if they don't? See, that's my concern. It's like, what if they don't?
Right.
You know, like Ubisoft, we know about, Watch Dogs 2. Let's talk about Ubisoft. I mean, so Ubisoft, I think of Watch Dogs 2, I think of, God, I'd love to see another Splinter Cell, although I don't think that's going to happen. And actually, Rand, I think you guys were talking about that on TXR last night, about another Splinter Cell. I think you guys were like saying that you'd like to see maybe at the end of Microsoft's conference with
Yeah,
with the little ting, the little sound of his, what are they fucking
the
called?
Visor?
night goggles, yeah.
Yeah. But I like what else is? I mean, so Ubisoft, and then we have the new Ghost Recon trailer that just came out. You know, so it's like, what else are they going to
Dude,
surprise us with?
that fucking Watch Dogs 2 protagonist.
Aiden? You don't like Aiden?
No, that's not Aiden in Watch
Oh,
Dogs
it's not
2.
Aiden.
No.
No, that's a different character.
Dude, every time I see him, like the only thing I can think of is like telling the barista, "I want a latte with a
What?
with a cupcake and a spinach feta wrap and no foam on my latte, there, motherfucker." Okay, right? He looks like he looks like every dude at every Starbucks you've ever worked at, like, and plus he's got like so much flair on his uniform. Like he's got at least 15 pieces of flair, so you can tell he's really trying to express himself. Because at tchotchkes they really encourage that kind of thing.
So everybody hated Aiden. It sounds like they didn't do any better.
No, they really didn't. Like he's got his fucking hipster glasses and his iconic bandana. I love how they call it an iconic bandana. I'm like, I'm sorry, but if I'm walking around town in a fucking bandana, I deserve to get rolled up.
Yeah, man.
Okay, like I just the whole thing's fucking stupid. I played Watch Dogs for 10 hours and it was the worst 10 hours of my life. Like I'll never get that time back.
It was okay.
I didn't get a lot of it.
I heard somebody today say that Watch Dogs has the best third-person gunplay in any open-world game ever, and I was like,
Sphincter says what?
Clearly, you haven't played that many video games.
Exactly.
well, I just, what, and I think I personally, what it's supposed to be coming out November 18th.
Sometime in November.
Middle of November, according to that IGN banner. But dude,
November
it's gonna-
15th is when it's supposed to launch, and it's
I think-
set in San Francisco.
I think Ubisoft is being wildly optimistic and as to how they think that game is going to do in that time frame. Because it sold incredible. The first one sold very well, but it came out in fucking March. March or April, I believe it came out, and it sold well. But it's going up. It's going up against Call of Duty, which is coming with a fucking Modern Warfare remastered bundled in. It's coming out against fucking
Battlefield 1,
Battlefield 1. It's coming out against the
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2, the Destiny expansion, which is going to be huge.
No, it won't be. Plus, the Destiny expansion is in September.
Oh, is that
That's
September?
September,
Okay. But it's also coming out against what else is coming out in November? Gran Turismo. It's coming out against. I
No one's going to buy Gran Turismo Sport.
I disagree highly. I'm not going to buy it. I don't give a shit about racing games. But I mean, if I think Gran Turismo is going to sell, I think it's going to sell just fine. I mean, I think it's going to sell in the name.
The last one didn't.
Yeah,
Sure?
but the last one released towards the at the end of the last console generation.
Yeah, but it didn't sell very well.
Yeah, but I also
For a
think
Gran Turismo game.
yeah. But I think maybe part of that too is that people probably were, at least on the PlayStation owners, were probably jumping on the PlayStation 4 already at that point.
Probably. I mean, I still don't understand. I mean, and to be honest with you, they should have just shut a Drive Club and made that a fucking PlayStation 4 launch game.
Yeah, they
But-
should have.
Yeah, they
I
should've.
mean, that's just me, you know. Like, and honestly, like, I would have done that with The Last of Us. Like, why not just delay it an extra 6 months and make it a PlayStation 4 launch game?
See, I never understood that, like why they didn't do that. That would have made sense.
That would have made far more sense to me. I mean, can you imagine like a fucking Naughty Dog game as a launch? Yeah, hell yeah. So anyway, I mean that's in the past. We're talking about the future. So
Yeah, and John, you're right. I'm looking at the picture of the main character.
it's awful.
Oh, it's
awful.
terrible.
You know what?
Yeah.
I
Who
don't
the fuck
know
is
why.
designing these characters? Like,
I don't know
Fifth
why
graders.
Watch Dogs, why they don't just do like a creative, like a custom character creator or something like that.
I was gonna say the same thing.
because
Yeah.
when I think hacker, I think that fucking guy. You know, like a guy running around town with a baton and you know a fucking Uzi and a sweet bandana with you know a fucking you know revolutionary trench coat and a
Right.
stupid ball cap. Like that's what I think of when I think hacker.
And the whole idea behind him, he's supposed to like be able to blend in.
And this is the best thing I loved about Aiden, because when I think hacker, I think Batman's gravelly voice.
You know,
Right.
like I just fuck that. You know, like I know hackers in real life, and they look exactly the opposite. Like you will never if you say show me a badass computer hacker, you'll be waiting the rest of your life because they don't exist. They just
don't exist.
Sorry. So,
So-
that's why I'm not a computer hacker because I'm a badass. So
Oh
Hey, so now that we know this game is the 15th, does
Mhm.
that mean Ghost Recon is next year?
No, I think Ghost Recon comes out early.
Or do you think Ghost Recon comes in October?
I think
Yeah, I think it's
October.
September, October release.
Yeah.
October is pretty packed. You have Gears, you have Mafia, you have
Oh, shit, I forgot all about
Battlefield
Gears.
I forgot about
1.
Mafia,
Yeah,
yeah.
about Mafia.
I
I
mean,
think Mafia's coming along nicely.
Rand, let me ask you.
Mafia looks good.
Let me ask you this, Rand. Since you're the Xbox guy here, do you think Gears is going to sell better than Halo 5?
it should.
It had 1.6 million people playing the beta.
It's a year later, more people have Xbox, cheaper
Yeah.
price.
Well, I guess
Uh,
what I'm asking is, do you think Gears of War is a more relevant franchise than Halo at this point?
We'll find out at the end of the year. I
I
don't
guess
think
so,
so,
yeah.
but I mean, if Halo had a lot of bad things going for it, they diluted the brand for so long. Master Chief Collection didn't work when it launched. Halo 4 wasn't really exactly well received. So Halo 5 had a lot of problems, you know, facing
really
it
li-
when it launched.
I really liked Halo 4. The only thing I didn't like about Halo 4 was the didact. Like, but I mean, aside from that, I thought Halo 4 was fucking great.
I did too. I like Halo
Yeah, I
4
enjoyed
a
it. I
lot.
thought it was really good.
I thought the biggest problem Halo 5 had was that its advertising, in my opinion, was incredibly misleading as to what the actual story
It was misleading, but it was still an effective campaign, though.
It was, but I think the problem is that people went in expecting Block First Master Chief, and that is absolutely not what happened. So,
I know YouTube videos don't tell the whole story, but if you
Yeah.
look, the Tomorrow trailer is Xbox's most viewed trailer ever. It's at like
Really?
16 million views.
damn.
Like, and I think the Halo one was only got to like 2 million.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I mean,
Wow.
if you're just judging on that, then yeah, Gears is bigger. I mean, we'll see though. It very well possibly could be. I wouldn't like that because I'm not that big of a fan of Gears. So
Mhm.
I prefer Halo. But
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited for Gears.
I would love if Gears took over. I'm like one of the hugest Gears fans. And when it comes like Halo's a good game. I understand why people like it. You know, gameplay is really nice. Gunplay is really nice, but the competition that it takes to be good at Gears is on another level.
It
So-
is B-Money. It is because that shotgun combo, melee combo, you have to time it perfect. You know, I know people say, "Oh, it doesn't take skill." It does.
to be good at Gears, you just need to use a shotgun.
Yeah, kind of like in Doom.
Not that simple,
It's the
but-
same thing for Doom. In Doom, the super shotgun is all that matters. Okay, so like while we're on the topic of Microsoft, let me ask you guys this: like, if you're Microsoft, what do you open the show with?
Gears.
Gears.
You think
Yeah.
so? You don't close with Gears?
They closed with Gears last year. They're not closing with Gears.
That's right, they did.
Yeah, they did.
You're
Yeah,
right,
they go Gears.
It's got to be like a big demo, right? Like a big vertical gameplay slice. You would imagine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's kind of gives some back.
Yeah. So like, I guess after that, like what do you think is the order of appearance as far as like games, games, and also how do they? I mean, do you guys think they'll talk about the Scorpio at all?
No,
or is it too soon
no.
for
I
that?
don't think so. I don't think they will at E3. I think they leave that for like later in the year.
I would tend to agree with you guys. A lot of people say that they're going to talk. I think they'll talk about the Slim, because we all know that's a thing. But I think as far
Slim
as-
also has no power brick.
that's cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I
That's
just read that
cool.
today. Yeah, it's internal power. Yeah.
That's cool. And in that same vein, I don't think Sony talks about the Neo either at all. I think that's a Paris Games Week thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
You guys heard that the Slim and all the next and Scorpio and all that stuff are being designed by the Surface team, right?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Hear
No,
that.
I didn't hear that.
I
Actually.
didn't know that. Wow.
They're all being designed in house by the Surface team, which they make good products. So
So, like, if you guys had to pick one game that you're most excited about for Microsoft to show, what would it be? Like
Recore.
I was gonna say Recore is mine.
Yeah, same here. Recore. I finally want to see like what this is all about.
I want to see Blinks. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I like Blinks. I enjoyed it. I loved it on the Xbox.
Different strokes for different folks, man.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
I'm not gonna
That's
judge
what
it.
we got.
I'm not gonna judge it.
And I'm not gonna lie. I like Voodoo Vince. I did.
I want to see Viva Pinata.
That was a good game.
That's right. Viva Pinata was great. Like, and that's not a knock. Like, I fucking love Viva
No,
Pinata.
Viva Pinata's great.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Yeah.
But like, I'm really excited to see Recore, and I'm also hoping we'll see more about Scalebound. Actually,
I hope they don't show Shellbound again. They've showed that a couple years now running.
it hasn't. Yeah, I mean, but Rand, that's why I want them to show it. And I want them to have a good showing. Because I think that game needs some positive press.
Right.
Rand, do you think that game's in trouble a little bit with
Yes.
Platinum kind of behind it?
Yes.
I'm kind of thinking the same way, man.
Ooh, don't say that.
What kind of
I've,
trouble do you guys think?
I've heard internally that they weren't happy with. I'm not even going to say it 'cause I'm going to get in trouble. Never mind.
Yeah, don't say that then.
Yeah, don't criminate yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
There's problems with the game. I'll just say that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I think the game has bomb written all over it.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
I
actually
really
starting
do.
to
I agree.
think
I
the same
actually-
way.
I'm in the same camp. I don't think people are gonna like run or flock to like pick it up.
But you know what? Like, I mean, it's just that, like, I mean, it's a Platinum Games, right? Like it's what is it? It's who's it? What's his name? Kamiya.
Yeah.
yeah.
Those games are not outside of Japan are not traditionally huge sellers.
The
They
thing
don't
is,
exist
it's
outside of
probably going to be a really good game
Probably.
because their A team makes really good games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're like the Turtles game was made by, I think their C team, and it
Right.
shows.
And it shows. Yep.
Yeah, it's not a
Um,
good game.
The thing is, Xbox gamers, there's things they don't like. One, they don't buy Japanese-centric games. This is clearly a Japanese-focused, developed game. So right off the bat, you kind of hamstring the title. Plus, it's a third-person action game. Those don't sell well on Xbox either. All the third-person action games always sold better on PlayStation, whether it was Devil May Cry or any of those type of games.
Yeah.
I just think, look, I appreciate Microsoft doing this, bringing new IP, getting a good action developer to bring the game, but I just don't think it's going to sell. And maybe they don't care. Maybe it's just they're trying to diversify their portfolio. They have to do this. But I think you don't show it at E3. You have another blowout at Gamescom because you need to save some stuff for Gamescom.
Yep.
So save it for Gamescom. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, I think it shows at Gamescom again. I don't think they showed at E3.
Yeah, I think they got to show that Gamescom and then give the firm release date for it.
I think
Yeah,
At least a release
I think
window.
if you don't see anything about it at Gamescom, I think that game's officially in a lot of trouble.
I don't think it's in trouble. Crackdown, I hear, is in trouble.
Oh,
yeah,
don't
what's
say
the,
that.
yeah, okay, Rand. Yeah, okay, no. Yeah, you are not the only person to tell me that. What is it? What is the story with that?
I don't know. I've just heard that it's going through some problems, as most games do during game development.
Yeah.
the issues that I've heard about Crackdown, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard the biggest issue is that they are having trouble with the destructible environments.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And in regards to the multiplayer, because everything's in the cloud, I have heard that they are having real serious issues getting those environments to run the way they want, and it's a big problem for them. But apart from that, that's all I know.
I have a feeling we're not going to see Crackdown this year, like for release at all. I think that's clearly a 2017 game.
I think, yeah. Wasn't there a beta that's supposed to happen this year, though?
Yeah, it was
supposed
supposed
to
to
happen
be
in summer.
multiplayer. Yeah,
I heard some people saying that they might announce the beta like live that day, the press conference to be
I can see
available.
that. That would be cool.
Halo Wars 2 beta live. I think is going to happen. That game's ready. There's been plenty of play tests, not only internally but externally for Halo Wars 2. I think that's the beta that's going to happen like live right then and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, well, wait, what was the game we were just talking about? I just brain.
We're just talking about Crackdown.
Fucking Crackdown.
Yeah, and the multiplayer issues.
Here's the thing with Crackdown. Crackdown 1 was fucking amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. One of my favorites.
Crackdown 2, fucking terrible.
Right.
It wasn't a good sequel, no.
I played like 30 minutes of Crackdown 2 and I was like, nope. I was like, nah.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, and I see where Rand is going. Like, I think Crackdown 3 is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be really bad. There's going to be no in between for that game. What I mean is, it's either going to be, and I fucking hate using numbered scores, but it's either going to be a 9 or it's going to be a 5.
Mm.
There's not going to be there's no 7.
There's no middle ground with it, you don't think?
No, I don't. And like Rand said, I mean, I've talked to a few people who are at any rate more in the know than I am, and they're like, yeah, Crackdown is, not that it's like, bad as in, oh my god, we're worried this game is going to be awful.
Mm-hmm.
It's they're having trouble getting things to run properly, which is still a problem. I mean, I think and again, Rand, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Microsoft is having issues doing exactly what they want with the cloud without running it. I mean, I don't know, because it's so new. And I think that Microsoft is running into snags in the development process that they did not anticipate. But again, that's just what I've heard. I can't quantify that with anything solid.
And I mean, that could be the case. I mean, like you said, it's a new technology. This is probably the first game that's really using it.
Yep.
I mean, we know Titanfall used it, but not to this level. So. But let me ask you something, guys. I mean, outside of the games we already know about, I mean, my hope is this with them. I'm excited to see obviously the games already announced, Recore. I'd like to see some, and this is wishful thinking, but I'd like to see them kind of reach back in their bags to some of the old OG Xbox titles that we saw. Like I was a huge fan of MechAssault. I mean, I'm hoping they would bring that back. They probably won't. But I'd even like to see them reach back into their bag and bring out some older games. There's that Battletoads rumor that's around again this year.
So yeah, you know what, Enrique? There's a rumor going around about that Battletoads game that it's kind of like a God of War style game. Have you heard about this?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we wrote about it on the website.
Exactly. Yeah. Can you give us any more on that? Like.
Yeah, Bmuny. Yeah, what's up with that? The rumor.
Well, I actually haven't read too far into the rumor.
Mm-hmm.
I know the guys picked it up as one of the stories for today, and it's supposed to be the God of War killer, as what they're calling it, but it's supposed to be more of a like action-packed, like brawler style game, instead of the hard-ass Battletoads game that we played back in the day. So, I guess we'll see. So,
actually, I don't know how I feel about that. But then again, I've always wondered about. I mean, people are really excited about Battletoads, and I mean, how relevant are those characters really? I mean, or how beloved are they? I mean, Battletoads was a decent game. I would argue that it is by no means a classic Nintendo game. I just don't think it is. I've never thought it is. And I question as to how beloved that game really is, and I question how many people actually really are asking for something like this. But again, I mean, I don't know. Like, I wonder.
It's a game that Microsoft could possibly get some traction with if they do it in a God of War style, right? God of War sells extremely well. They've been teasing Battletoads for a while. He's in Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
You know, Phil's has his avatar. They probably think making a third-person brawler has sales potential, unlike, say, a platformer like Conquer or a platformer like Banjo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they're probably looking at like which one of these rare IPs can we bring back, you know, and in this modern era, and it would be Battletoads, I think.
Yeah. But Rand, I mean, don't you think, like, I mean, look, I'm a Rare fan, and maybe because I'm older. I mean, I'd love to see another Conquer or another Banjo. You know, I mean, I got to believe there's other games out there that would want to see those franchises come back.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like look at Yooka-Laylee. You know, like there is, you know, which is it's a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, and that has been. I mean, I have seen far more excitement about Yooka-Laylee than I have Battletoads. I mean, I know people who are hardcore Xbox gamers.
Well, I mean, you've
They're
seen
like, yeah, Battletoads.
Yooka-Laylee. We haven't seen anything from Battletoads.
I mean, Battletoads
Yooka-Laylee was delayed, I believe, right?
Battletoads could rock our. It could rock our fucking socks off. It really could.
Depends.
Like,
They need to get a good developer on it. I'm fine with them giving Rare games to different, you know, developers. Like, look what Double Helix and Iron Galaxy done with Killer Instinct. You know?
yeah, that's a great point.
I mean,
Yeah.
Rare doesn't have to do it their own games because that Rare doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be the point? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly.
Like I don't know. The rumor was what Battletoads is being made, but it's done by Rare.
Something like that.
But it's like they're doing Sea of Thieves right now,
Yeah.
and that's I have a
Which
feeling
Ibarra
that game-
says looks really good, by the way. He mentioned that in the
I'm
live
really
chat,
excited
you
to
guys.
see more about Sea of Thieves. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not even an MMO. I'm not an MMO guy.
I think that game might be coming out this year.
That
You
would
think
be
so?
cool. If it did.
They
I think
talk
that's
about
the
that game. Go ahead.
I think that's a game that they say the beta is live right now.
I could see that. I could
I can
absolutely
see that,
see
too.
that.
The
That'd be
same thing-
smart too.
Out of all the games besides Gears, the ones they talk about a lot on Twitter is Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of smoke now, and
Yeah.
I just think that game might have a window at some point this year where it would come out. Like State of Decay 2 is probably next year, or even 2018. Dead Rising 4 is probably next year.
Mm-hmm.
Crackdown's next year. Scalebound's next year. I wouldn't be surprised if Recore was next year.
Ooh, that would suck.
I
That
need to
would
record
suck.
this year, man.
I mean, it very well could be this year, but I'm
need
just
it
saying I
this year.
wouldn't.
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna ask, you know, like besides Gears, like what else is there coming like in the fall?
Halo Wars 2.
Halo Wars 2, yeah.
Forza.
Another Forza Horizon.
Forza.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
not,
yeah.
it's not
that's a
called
given.
Horizon this time though.
Oh, it's not.
Oh,
They're rebranding it.
Ah.
Good. They need to.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going to be the same developer and everything. I guess they're
Yeah.
not going with the Horizon name anymore.
It's gonna be Forza Cannonball Run.
With Burt Reynolds as the unlockable character.
Here we go. Forza Gotham Racing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they need to bring back that street racing circuit anyway, man.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
man. Yeah.
I miss Project Gotham.
Yeah.
Never coming back.
I know.
I
I'm
know.
wishful thinking, but I miss it. Yeah. Hey, real quick, guys. Trill G in the live chat has a question for the panel.
sure.
He wants to know: should Microsoft try to release games throughout the year instead of competing with heavy hitter multiplats that release September through November?
Been saying that for years, man.
That's an interesting question because Enrique, you and I talked about that like off air.
Yeah,
you know,
about Sony,
with Horizon being delayed.
and Persona, yeah.
I would say yes because I mean I think I think this entire generation has proven that exclusives don't sell consoles anymore. They don't. Multiplats and bundled software sells consoles. That is, I mean, that's what it does. And so I think, yeah, I think Microsoft should probably, I think they would do well by spacing their releases out. You know, because I mean, honestly, I mean, you know, space them out throughout the year and then do some really attractive bundles during the holiday season. I think the biggest problem Microsoft ran into last holiday season was that one, there were way too many fucking bundles. I mean, there was 11 bundles, right? Like 11 fucking bundles. And it's too much. It's overwhelming. And some of those bundles made no sense. Like you could only buy the Tomb Raider bundle at Best Buy. That's it. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And then to make the Halo Chief Elite bundle or Halo Chief, Jesus, I've had too much to drink. The Halo 5 bundle was what, like $4.99?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you thinking, dude? That's your tentpole release. I mean, so it's. I thought their bundle. I don't know. I thought they completely fucked up last holiday. I thought it was a massive fuck. It was confusing. It wasn't well illustrated. They didn't explain it well, and everything was overpriced and hard to find. You can only find some of these bundles at certain locations.
Yeah, I think Microsoft has done a better job at spacing out their releases the last couple of years. Sure, I think that what Trill's saying is true. Like I think 2014 it was very apparent. But I mean, this year, for instance, Ori Definitive Edition came out at the beginning of the year. You had Quantum Break at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But this isn't really a Microsoft thing. This is also a Sony thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
They tend to all release games, at the end of the year because the data shows that's when people buy games. That's when people are willing to spend money, which is why I don't believe for a single second the NX is coming out in March.
I'd be surprised if it did. Yeah.
Because data shows people don't spend that type of money for that type of purchase. But I wouldn't be surprised next year you'll have Scalebound early. You probably would even have Recore early, and then whatever games at the end of the year. I think they're going to space them all out better.
When would you? Okay, Rand. Let me ask you this, and all you guys. When would you release Scalebound? Because if we're talking like early 2017, that puts it right in the path of Horizon. Which I think
release
is
it
gonna sell
after
phenomenally.
March, April, or May.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'll release it in April.
Yeah, and I would absolutely anytime it comes to like a new IP like that, I would definitely be trying to get it out of the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Horizon got delayed again.
You think so?
I don't think it will. Honestly, I really don't think it will.
I've been working on that game for a while.
Yeah, and it was it was. I felt because they never really committed to 2016. They were like, yeah, it's coming, but they didn't give you a firm date. And I feel like before they announced it, the writing was on the wall. I think everybody knew that game was going to be delayed. But I think February is the right time to release that game. It's a new IP. It's an untested IP, and that history has shown us. Excuse me. That is the time, in my opinion, to release new IPs. Look at Dying Light. Like Dying Light was pushed. I mean, had it released during the holiday season, it would have got fucking.
Oh, would have got murdered.
Yeah.
But look at what happened. They released it in late January or early February, and it went on to become the fastest-selling horror IP of all time. So I think Horizon. I think that is the month. That is the time frame that Horizon will come out. I think that's the time frame it needs to come out, and I think it's going to do nothing but a world of good for that game. And if Microsoft is smart, I would put out. I'd put out if they can swing it. I'd put Scalebound out in January.
Yeah, they probably can't swing that.
They probably can't, but that would be the perfect time to bring it out. Get it out before Horizon.
Release Recore in January.
That's another.
Yeah, tell them in January release Recore.
But then again, when's Mass Effect 4 coming out? Because it's supposed to be around then too.
In February.
I thought that was early. No,
I think that's
February.
I thought that was February also.
Yeah, I thought they said February.
That seems like a really weird time to release Mass Effect.
Mass Effect 2 came out in January. Mass Effect 3 came out in March. Mass Effect 1 came out in November. But that was when before they went multi-plat. So the Mass Effect games always come out early in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Rand, we have a question for you actually from the live chat.
For me?
Yes, for you.
Is that the
this
wave
comes
question?
this comes from Ashan. He wants to know, what do you think Microsoft means when they said this year they will be doing things they've never done before?
Honestly, I think it's all just PR talk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think it means anything. I mean, I don't know anything. Like, things that they never do. I don't know. Maybe they're going to have a car come in from the side instead of the roof. That'll be something. You never know when people talk about that, especially companies, what they consider never been done before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
It
It literally could be a car coming in from the side.
So
like Phil Spencer's gonna eat a bowl of
Never had a
chili
circus
during the.
clown come out on stage and play one of our games.
They may have that.
Changes.
They may have that cosplayer on stage. What's her name?
I mean,
Jessica Nagiri? Oh, Brandon would love that.
Brandon would love that.
When you think about it, you always announce games at a press conference, so that's not unusual. You do show off hardware, so that's not unusual, right?
Yep.
What could you possibly do that never been done before? I can't really. My mind just can't. I can't
show
wrap my head
anything.
around it. Press conference, we just walk up there and be like, $99 and walk off stage. Oh wait, that's been done before.
Oh, that's been done.
Microsoft has created actual working lightsabers, and Ibarra and Phil will duel it out on stage.
And they accidentally killed someone.
Oh
I don't know what they. I don't know what they could possibly do. It's interesting. We have to wait and see. Maybe we'll after the press conference be like, oh, that was what he was talking about.
Yeah.
You know.
So let me ask you something, guys. Speaking of things they haven't done, I mean, you guys have all heard, we've all heard the rumor now of Microsoft a VR game now specifically being developed for the Xbox One. You think that's something we see now? Is Microsoft kind of now potentially jumping into VR now?
I called this like 2 years ago. You can roll back our podcast and watch it. But I called the whole Oculus, partnership, and I knew that was going to come eventually.
Yeah. And Bmuny, I kind of thought that with because last year they showed a little bit of their partnership with Oculus, right? When they said that they were going to bundle the controllers with an Oculus headset, and then it was the where you could use Oculus to play games with the Xbox controller, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, there's some kind of partnership there, but I think it's interesting though that there's this rumor out now that apparently this is a thing that's going to be announced at E3.
Yeah, if you go on the actual E3 website and you can look at the games that they have announced, there's some companies actually have Xbox VR games that are supposed to be announced, and I've been receiving emails from certain publications and stuff like that who actually have confirmed that there are VR games for Xbox One. So
now, are these going to be running on? I guess my question is: are these games going to be running on the current Xbox One, or is this something that's going to be running on Scorpio?
That I don't know for sure, but I would assume that they kind of need the extra power, so it'll probably be running on Scorpio. And I think they actually have probably found a way to get that price point down a little bit on Oculus, a little bit to kind of at least be in the market versus PSVR.
Yeah. What do you think, Eric?
What about VR?
About Microsoft VR. You think that this is something that's going to be on Scorpio?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because they already kind of said, as they didn't say, but as the Scorpio rumors were flying around, the Oculus thing was kind of thrown out there, and it kind of makes sense because doesn't require, I guess, like a whole lot on their part as far as jumping into that.
You don't believe in the secret sauce, Eric?
No. But I think they'll be very cautious about it. I don't think they're not going to kick the door open, kind of like how the whole Kinect thing went. So I think they'll be very cautious about how they do games for it, how they kind of release games for it, how much they actually pump it up and talk about it.
Yeah. And actually, Sean brings up a great point in the live chat. He says it's an excellent low-cost commitment that's low risk. And that's true because they're not the ones who are developing the headset. Yeah. So with Sony, it's high risk, high reward for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think, John? Do you think this is something with Scorpio too?
Yep. Honestly, I think the writing's on the wall. And whether or not anybody likes it, VR is what's happening. It doesn't matter if it's Sony or Microsoft. That is the direction we're going. I think people like to talk about the HoloLens. I don't think that's going to end up being what people think it is. And I think the focus is going to be on VR going forward. My wife is calling me. Yes, honey, I'm podcasting.
Yeah, and apparently, so VR is going to have a big presence at E3 this year. I mean, that's out there right now. I mean, we're going to see a lot of VR stuff. And John, I know before we started the podcast, before you went live, I think you said, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you said that you weren't totally sold on VR.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, and I'm not totally sold 110% on VR. I mean, I don't see VR as anything that's going to replace how we game today or in the future. I could be wrong. I look at it as kind of another way to just experience games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what I think it is. Like I think people are afraid of VR because they're like, I don't want a TV replacement. I don't think that's the purpose. Like I don't think that's what anybody is. That's not the intention here. People think it's going to bomb. I don't think it's going to bomb. I think it's going to do just fine.
I don't think it's a fad or it's going to bomb.
No.
There's too much money being pumped in right now to VR. I mean, there's billions of dollars going into VR right now.
Well, I mean, people think of VR, Enrique, and they think of like the Lawnmower Man, and that shitty,
Johnny Mnemonic or
Johnny Mnemonic hit me, like that's not what it is. That's not what any of this is. And times have changed, and I don't think VR is going to, I probably will not buy one, at least not right off the bat. I mean, if you give me the choice between Neo or VR, I'm gonna fucking buy a new console. I mean, I'm a console guy. But yeah, like I've always said, I mean, I think the biggest problem that VR is gonna face is that if you're playing it with your friends, they're gonna fucking put their junk right in front of your face. I mean, that's the biggest problem.
Okay, so so you really think they're gonna put? Oh my god,
my friends would.
Yeah,
I think VR is going to be one of those things where like you buy like 3 games a year for it, and you buy the really great games, you enjoy those experiences, and then you just kind of move back to your classic games.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing too, man. It's like I'm not sold on it necessarily yet, but I'm also not threatened by it because again, no one's forcing anybody to buy anything.
Right.
The experience is there. Should something finally hit you to go, oh, okay,
exactly,
that's for me. Now I'm in.
Yeah.
But why would anybody want to stand in the way of it happening?
Yeah. And I got to be honest with you guys, I don't think it's just, if we think about consoles, I don't think it's just for gaming for consoles. It's going to be, obviously it's going to rope in, other forms of entertainment like watching TV shows and movies and stuff.
Honestly, I think there are far more applications for VR like in the medical field than there are. And honestly, I think every company that invests in VR is going to be happy they did 10 years from now. And I think gaming is just a very, very, very small piece of what companies like Microsoft and Sony are actually going to do. Like, for example, think about the fact that the PlayStation division is making a shitload of money for them right now. Like it's one of their most profitable divisions. But their most profitable division is insurance. Sony makes.
It's funny. A lot of people don't know that.
They don't know that, but Sony
makes
more money off their insurance division than anything else, right?
They're like the Aflac of Japan.
But it's not just insurance. Every time you buy an iPhone, guess what? Sony gets money because all of the imaging equipment that goes into these iPhone cameras, that's all from Sony, all of it. When companies like Sony, Microsoft start basically renting out VR technology to hospitals. Or Jurassic Park, Dino DNA. When we start gene splicing different kinds of animals, that honestly that's where the money is, and these companies know it. VR for gaming is just that's a fun little thing, but that is not why these companies are interested in VR. I guarantee it. It has nothing to do with games. It has everything, and it's the same thing with augmented reality, like HoloLens. That's not going to be used for games. That's going to be used for architecture.
Yeah, I see that more like in medicine.
That's where the real money. Yeah, I mean that's where the real money of these things are. Gaming is just is an afterthought for these things.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah. Well, guys, real quick, since we've been talking about Microsoft for, I don't know, 30 minutes now. What do you guys predict? What do you think Microsoft's going to show? Bmuny, let's start with you, man.
Well, we know Dead Rising is coming, but I think there is a couple more games probably from like Capcom, all their partners that they kind of partner with. I think we see, like we mentioned before, I think we see some of the rare IPs and even some of the other IPs actually farmed out to other developers, and they kind of make their way back to the forefront. Because, one thing I kind of hate about Microsoft is that I feel like they announced their games a little bit too early, and we kind of know their playbook, a year out. So, just like this year, we kind of know, there's Recore and SouthBound, and we know there's a new Forza game, and we know Gears is coming, and it's like, what are they going to surprise us with that we can play right away? So I think there will be at least one surprise. For us this year, but I think they're kind of looking towards the future. So I'm not sure, really, as far as what big games they'll announce, but I think there'll be a couple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eric, what do you think, man?
I kind of think I know some people were kind of wondering if they would do like OG Xbox backwards compatibility. I don't know if that would happen, but I kind of see them maybe going back to that portfolio and maybe dragging a couple of franchises out of that people have been wanting. Mm-hmm. What those would be, I don't know. I know what I would like to see, Jade Empire being one.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah.
Maybe, well, I can't even say like a Lost Odyssey because I never played it. I've always wanted to play it, but I know some people really love that game. But again, that's one of those that does the Xbox audience really want that right now? So, but as far as other predictions, I have a feeling that there's an IP that we don't know about, like a new IP, but don't know who it will be coming from or what it will be. But I think there might be something like that happening.
Yeah.
It's just hard to predict now, man. Especially with like this week, with everything just kind of like
everything leaking
falling out, you know.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would like to see a new IP from them though.
Yeah, and I think we'll see that, Eric. I thought Ibarra kind of has already teased that they're going to have another big announcement, something bigger than they had with backwards compatibility last year. Now, who knows what that means? I mean,
we're still waiting on the whole VR thing. We're still waiting on the background music and stuff like that. So
right,
there's a lot of stuff that they can announce that would be huge. I just hope it's not like more backwards compatibility stuff. Because even that portfolio, it was a huge announcement last year, but the portfolio of games that they've brought for backwards compatibility has been lackluster. Like the biggest game is Black Ops, and
I would agree with that.
What else is anybody else talking about from backwards compatibility?
Yeah, but they're at the mercy of the publishers on that one, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and if they are going to do something like that, again, I don't think you need to use E3, stage presence to announce that. That's something that you can kind of like, not even say quietly introduce, but just kind of like make an announcement, like at a later date. Say, hey, guess what? Now OG Xbox is available on Xbox One, and let people run with it.
Honestly, I'm in the camp of whether it's Sony or Microsoft. This is why I don't give a shit about PlayStation Now, which I think is a ridiculous concept. I just don't care about backwards compatibility. I want to play new games. I don't know. That's just me. I just don't care.
Like I don't mind it being there, but I do find it funny that
so many people are like, oh.
Yeah, people go apeshit over every backwards compatibility game announcement. I'm kind of like, okay, it's good that it's there, but
it's nice to have. But I mean,
it's a nice option to have. I mean, right. I think it's a nice value for gamers, but I don't know. I think most people are more interested in playing current gen. But look, we all know it's there to. It was put in place to help or to, take the people that are on the 360, get them over the Xbox One.
Yeah. Actually, I want to say Bella just said, make sure you have room in your console because she's pretty sure that at least one game will be ready to download announced. And I want to go back to what Fastback said, and he threw out Cuphead. Cuphead is absolutely a game that could be, hey, it's ready right now.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yep.
Yeah, I hope that's the case with that game because you should be playing that already.
I think they go back to the Summer of Arcade or something similar to that, and that's going to be part of that. Because they still have Below and they still have Inside, and there's a couple other games that should be.
We haven't heard much about Below though, right?
Yeah.
No. Well, we got an announced date, right?
I think so.
All they said was summer, right? They just gave a time frame.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember because I know I did an article on it. I just can't remember the details of it now.
Yeah. Rand, what are your? I know you just got back, but we're going down to predictions for Microsoft's E3 conference. What are your thoughts, predictions?
Seems like most of the stuff has been leaked already.
Yeah.
Dead Rising 4.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Forza's coming.
Yep.
And Gears will be there. Recore's going to be there. Sea of Thieves gameplay.
State of Decay 2.
State of Decay. I think they're going to do a trailer for that. I can't see them having gameplay ready. I'm looking forward to some surprises that we don't know about.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some third part. I'm sure Ubisoft will have a game on their stage. EA will probably have Battlefield up there. Wouldn't be surprised if they have Titanfall 2 up there as well. Maybe.
Do you think they get the Titanfall marketing deal?
I don't.
I've always said I thought Sony would grab that, but who knows? But I don't know because Sony's got Call of Duty, Microsoft has Battlefield. Titanfall comes out week after?
Week after Battlefield,
Call
I think.
of Duty?
Or Call of Duty.
I don't know. I would assume. Who knows? I mean, if it's not at Microsoft's press conference and they're at Sony's, then obviously but I'm going to go out and say they do just because I wouldn't be surprised if it was in the contract from the first one. Like they get all future marketing rights to franchise or something like that. But it wouldn't shock me if Sony spent the money to grab it. I'm gonna say what I said last night. They're gonna end the show with Alan Wake 2.
You think so?
No, I just hope so. I mean, they Remedy is hiring. I think they're over 110 employees right now, and they were at 80 when they were doing.
That's right. Yeah, they're working on something. Yeah.
Quantum Break. They've been working on something for a while there. So.
Yeah.
And they teased Alan Wake way too much in Quantum Break.
They did.
So.
They did.
Maybe as a bone to Xbox fans, here's Alan Wake Part 2 or whatever you want to call it. I don't think. I mean, that's what I want to happen. I honestly don't think it's going to happen, but I would die if that did happen, though.
Well, I hope you don't die, literally, but
I don't want that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's because I'm trying to think of what they would close the show with, and I'm just not sure this year.
Yeah.
I kind of thought I kind of knew last year they'd close it with Gears, the first big reveal of it, but this year it's like. They're not going to close it with Recore, right? That just kind of
no.
Yeah, I don't see them doing that
unless like Recore is mind-blowingly awesome, but I don't think it is. So it's got to be something like either some big exclusive. I swear it better not be Dead Rising 4. Can you imagine that? If it was Dead Rising 4,
that would be weak. I
mean, it would be cool if it didn't leak, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's a showstopper. That's not a show closer. You know.
Someone said Quantum Break 2 in the live chat.
I think that's
out of here.
Too early for Quantum Break, too.
Yeah, I agree.
I think one surprise that could be there, even though it might not be a Microsoft exclusive game, is I think 2K could announce a new BioShock game. There's been rumblings of them doing the pack of the BioShock games.
Yeah.
And we still haven't seen it actually released.
Yeah.
And I think they could announce that along with the new BioShock game.
But I still think, if it was not Alan Wake, I want the pings from Sam Fisher's glasses. The whole thing just lights up green. One, the top one, the one on the left, one on the bottom right. New Splinter Cell, console exclusive.
Well, yeah, it's pretty ambitious, but I mean, even if it wasn't console exclusive, I would be excited to see Splinter Cell at the end of the conference like that.
Yeah, I want Splinter Cell back so bad.
I do too.
I think it's coming.
I hope so. I mean, I don't know.
so.
Microsoft's in a weird spot because people want them to unveil Scorpio, all right?
Well, that's not going to happen at E3.
No,
I don't think it is, but
No, I
Arthur
don't think
Guys, editor of Polygon, says he 100% knows for a fact that they are going to unveil it at E3.
Arthur Guys is an idiot.
Well, that may be
John, don't say that. He'll block you.
He's already blocked me.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Fuck it.
So,
He says-
if they unveil it, how deep into the
easy.
presentation?
Phil comes riding out on a scorpion. Problem solved.
A scorpion.
Kind of like in Clash of the Titans, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hope
I don't
he's not
know,
wearing a loincloth.
If you go read Guys' Twitter, he says he's 100% confident from his sources in Microsoft that they're going to unveil Scorpio.
Yeah, I've read that too, Rand. He's pretty confident, but I'm not buying it.
I don't understand the point on unveiling a system you're not going to sell for a year and a half.
Yeah, and then
Well, all you're going to do is murder your own sales if you do that, especially
Well,
if you're
maybe.
releasing a
But here's the
Slim.
thing. Maybe they are writing off the Xbox One sales. Maybe they're okay with that. I don't know.
Do you think they're like, you know what, fuck it, we're done. We want out of this console, and we're just going to launch 2017?
Well, I don't know, because I don't think I'm with John. I don't think Sony's going to show Neo,
No.
because that would kind of torpedo their sales for a little bit. So I don't I get it from a sense like we have to, match Sony one for one. But like the thing with Sony is they go last. They can pick and choose what they want to answer from Microsoft. And if they show Scorpio, then maybe Sony's like, fuck, we need to show Neo. And then if Microsoft doesn't show Scorpio, then fucking Sony could be like, fuck it, we're showing Neo.
Yeah.
They're in a weird position, or actually probably a good position to be last. Like they can change things up however they feel. If Microsoft had a really good press conference, be like, roll the footage for Last of Us 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll the footage for Last of Us 2. Yeah, let's bring out Yu Suzuki again. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I I don't know, John. What do you think, man? What are your predictions? Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, like as far as Microsoft goes, like
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's all been covered, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that I think Rand is spot on. I think you're probably going to see Alan Wake 2. I don't think they're going to close the show on that. I think that you will see. I think that they're going to say Cuphead is available for download immediately. I can absolutely see that happening. Oh shit! What else? I think you obviously. I mean, we know. I was going to say I think we're going to see Dead Rising 4, but we fucking know we are.
That's a given. Yeah. Right.
I think you're going to see. I think that's where you're going to see Injustice 2.
No,
Is it
Injustice
Microsoft?
at Sony's.
You think so?
Warner
That's got
Brothers
the
always
WB.
partners with Sony.
Okay, well, that makes
For all
sense.
their games.
See, I just like I'm not a Microsoft guy, so I'm trying to think about what they could.
Pony.
I know I'm such a pony. I'm trying to think about what they could close the show with, but like Rand, I mean, it's if it was last year, I mean, Gears is the easy answer, but like Rand said, I mean, that's coming out in a few months. You don't close a show on that. That's what you open with. You open with your big Gears showcase.
Mm-hmm.
And Alan Wake is not what you close a show on. So Crackdown? I mean,
What about
Crackdown and then saying, hey, the beta's available now? Like, I mean, because I mean, you can't close on Sea of Thieves. You can't close on Alan Wake. You can't close on Dead Rising. You can't close on. I mean, you can't close on Battletoads. And if they did, holy shit.
they could close on Conquer if they actually made a new Conquer game.
Yeah, they could.
For the nostalgia hit.
They,
I don't
they
know,
totally
man.
could.
I don't know. Like I don't know. I'll tell you what. Come back to me when we're talking
What if-
Sony. 'Cause
okay.
I can give you some real predictions there. But
I will predict, and I feel pretty good in this, that Microsoft's going to show off a brand new IP, exclusive new IP at their show. They have a track record of doing that.
I think they show off too.
maybe that's what they
Two-
close on.
I was thinking maybe they close the show with a brand new IP at the end.
I could see that.
Unless they got like a huge third-party exclusive that nobody knows about, and they end it with that. But you, like John said, you can't end it with Gears, you can't end it with Sea of Thieves, you can't end it with Recore.
New Tomb Raider.
No.
No, you can't end it. And that's another thing. Someone said to me, Tomb Raider's going to be at Sony's conference. I'm like, there's no way Sony's going to devote any time to a fucking port of a
Absolutely
game.
not. No, you're not going to see.
No.
You're not going to see that game at all at Sony's
Exactly.
conference.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm really interested. Do you end the show with the Scorpion reveal? Scorpio? If they're really gonna.
I mean, like you said, Rand. The only way they do that is if they acknowledge that the Xbox One brand is done, and they're just saying, you know what, we're gonna fuck it.
Does a giant switch come down from the ceiling and Phil flips it and everybody's Xbox Ones gets 5 teraflops of power?
You know what? I think Rand they parade somebody who's a proponent of the secret sauce out on stage and he pulls a switch.
That would be great if they end the show like that. And your Xbox One is now 5 teraflops.
Oh my god, dude! Dude, can you imagine Parasite? What if Parasite X came out on stage with Phil? Dude, like, you know, we're gonna let you pull the lever. Oh my lord!
He'd give all of us a big middle finger, be like, "I told you guys."
I told you.
It's like it's Phil. It's like a dual switch. You got Phil turning the key in one, and then Parasite turning the key in the other at the same time. And boom.
It's like the nuclear. They got to break open that chip with the code on it, like it's the fucking nuclear football.
They got to turn the keys at the same time.
It's like that scene from Armageddon.
Yeah.
Aaron's like, "What's happening?" Phil turns to him and says, "Secondary protocol." Like fucking. Oh, dude, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Now, like Rand, when you're like, that's all I'm going to think about now. But yeah, come back to me when we're talking Sony, because I give you some real predictions there. But I just can't. I don't know about you, but I cannot figure out for the fucking life of me what Microsoft ends that show on.
Well, I mean, Sony's easy. God of War 4.
God of War 4, easy.
Yeah, God of War 4.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Not God of War 4, Crash.
Or Crash.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, if it's not God of War 4, it's a Last of Us 2 TI teaser. Just
No,
like a CG trailer.
well, it could be that too, but I could see Crash. But yeah, we'll get
Again,
to Sony here in a
like,
sec. But
yeah, I've got a lot to say on that, but we'll get to that.
yeah, I don't. The Scorpio thing. I don't know. That's. I think it's probably a new IP. That's the only thing I can think of.
Is it? Here's the thing. So, is it just going to be like, here's the new IP and we end the show, or is it be like, we have one more thing to show you?
Yeah, one more
One
thing.
more. Like, because they did it with Gears. It was just Gears and it was over. I'm wondering if they'll try to do that this year. If it's like we got one more thing, and it's like, what could it possibly be?
What could it be?
But it's gotta be something that really gets the fan base like riled up.
Well,
So
Bella
I think
said,
like
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, Eric.
I was say Bella said in the chat that they announced games that will be cross-platform accessible between Xbox One and PS4.
Nah, they're not going to mention anything about
No.
PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
What about game sharing? Ybarra's talked about that quite a bit.
Yeah, maybe they bring family share back.
Like, because you can game share now, as you can on the PlayStation. It's a little convoluted, but you can do it. What if they made it just really easy to do? Like, I click on your profile, Enrique, and I just like share my games with you with a click of a button, and you can play all my stuff. That would be fucking huge, in my opinion.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty fucking big. I think that would be really cool.
So, could you end a show on that? By the way, like now you only got to pay for $30 for a game instead of $60.
What about free Xbox Live multiplayer?
Not gonna happen.
That's never gonna happen.
Well, you got to figure. Okay, the only way that would happen is if they were confident they could make up the $3 billion lost in revenue, right, somewhere else.
That would mean all games have to go to PC.
Well,
But I think they're already. I mean, that's already the plan. I mean,
Wasn't that a rumor?
They
That's a
just
rumor that.
raised the price of Xbox Live in like 15 countries or some shit. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. Speaking of PC, isn't that the rumor that they're gonna like Halo 5 and all Microsoft
Sunset
games moving forward?
Overdrive.
Yeah, gonna go PC.
Well, we knew this was going to happen. This was what I mean. They've been kind of tiptoeing this line for a while now. Every game is going to be on PC.
Yep.
Whether Gears of War
Yeah.
4 is on there day one, it'll be on there at some point. I don't know if Gears will be day one just because they already got a Gears game this year, so they might space Gears out a little bit. But no, totally in the future, I would not be surprised if Halo 6 is day and date. All right, Halo 6, you could tease that.
Isn't it way too
Wanna do
soon
it?
for that?
Yeah, you want to do it this soon?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
what I mean, I don't.
I think it would certainly
about
surprise everyone.
There is a rumor that there is an offshoot of Halo, like an ODST style game. What
Yeah,
if
they could
that's
do
the
that.
game you end it with?
Well, you're certainly not going to end it on Halo Wars 2 as well, right? Like that's.
Well, no.
No,
you can't end it
no.
on that.
I mean, Halo's a big enough franchise where you could, and I just think if you look at it from Microsoft, like Halo's their biggest franchise. Us as fans are like, yeah, well, why would you end it? Everybody knows Halo 6 is coming. It's not really that like special to end the show with it, right? Unless it's like,
Right.
unless it's already using the power of Scorpio, and they'd be like, and this, what you just saw is being powered by Xbox Scorpio, and they leave it at that, right? They kind of
Ooh.
like tease you with the power of
I
a
could
next
see that.
generation Halo, but they really
Mhm.
don't say anything more than that. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. It's. Yeah.
I mean, because God of War 4 is going to be fucking showing off using Neo mode or whatever fucking thing they
Neo
got
mode.
on there.
Neo mode.
Like, and then flip the switch. Oh, look at God of War 4 now in Neo mode.
We are now in Neo
It's gonna,
mode.
it's gonna stop, and then all of a sudden you're gonna see that screen wipe, and all of a sudden you're gonna be able to see, Kratos' dimples, and like, look at what you can do. Yeah, it'll. I don't, but again, like I don't. Yeah, if they do show it on Neo, they're not gonna say it. I mean, I don't think you're gonna hear. You're not gonna hear a peep about a new console from Sony. Not a peep. They are not killing. I mean, they have got. It is the PS4 it's outpacing the PS2. I mean, they are not going to do anything to kill that momentum. Not now.
You never know. Like
Yeah.
I said, if Microsoft does something, Sony might be forced to do something.
Well, we'll see. It's going to be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Well, guys, speaking of Sony, why don't we jump into Sony? They Rand said earlier, they go last. They're going to be at Microsoft's going to be.
And they cheat too, by the way. Sony cheats. What I mean by that is they're only allowed an hour and a half press conference, but they always go 2. They cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do.
They break the rules, man.
A play's got to do what a play's got to do, man.
Yeah, so Microsoft's going to be 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 9 a.m. Pacific, and then Sony's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is that
Something like that. Yeah.
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 So, let me Bmuny. You're going to the Sony conference, right?
So I'm still actually waiting on my Sony invite. So hopefully.
Okay. Any of the other guys going from Tech?
Pretty much the Lynn's going and Anchorman will be with us out there. So everybody from the podcast will be out there. So we're just waiting on our invite from PlayStation, but all the other press conference will be there.
Gotcha. All right. So, John, what do you think we're going to see from Sony, man? Since I know seemed like you had a lot to say about the Sony press conference.
Yeah, I do. So right off the bat, I think that the writing is on the wall, and we touched on this briefly earlier. I think the writing's on the wall for Crash Bandicoot.
Oh yeah, that's a given.
I'm not convinced it's a Sony exclusive. I think it might be a timed exclusive because Activision, the last I checked, owns the IP, not Sony.
Who the fuck is making it then? Not Naughty Dog, right?
No.
So if it's a timed exclusive, that means some shitty studio from Activision is making it, right?
Probably.
Yeah, and I don't
Well,
want
then who
that.
cares then? Who fucking gives a shit?
I mean, honestly, I don't. But I don't care about it the same way I don't care about Battletoads. I don't.
Have you played the last Crash games? The last like 3?
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah, I have too.
They're
fucking
terrible. I mean, Crash Bandicoot is. I mean, Crash Bandicoot is fucking. It's a Temple Run game. That's what it is. So I'm not. I mean, people are excited about it. I don't really know why.
I'd be excited if it was fucking made by Naughty Dog.
I'd be excited if it was anything but Crash Bandicoot.
He's got that nostalgia factor, same as Conker does, like for the
Fuck
MS
it.
crowd.
You get Naughty Dog, you have them be like, all right, we're bringing back fucking Crash and fucking Jack and Daxter. All right.
Jack and Daxter, I would be much more excited about, especially done with done right, like Ratchet and Clank.
Fucking Jack 2 suck balls though.
I think that you're going to see Anthony Boyd in chat asks another Tomb Raider game. Absolutely not. I think that you are going to see Bloodborne 2 teased.
Yes, I think we'll see that.
I think that you are going to see Dark Souls 3 DLC. I think you're going to see Uncharted 4 single player DLC.
Do they have single player DLC for that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna. And I think it's gonna focus on Sam and Sully. And that's all I'll say in case you haven't beaten the game.
Actually, John, did you hear?
I think it's going a different route, actually.
Yeah, I think. Did you hear on PS I Love You? They said they could actually go back and do. Well, shit, now the name is slipping in my mind right now. The pirate.
Henry Avery. I know.
Yeah, Henry
that's
Avery.
garbage. No, I don't agree with that at all. I think that's stupid. I don't think that's what Naughty Dog's gonna do. I think it's pretty clear it's gonna be Sam and Sully. And honestly, like if the franchise goes forward, like we all know it will, I think those are the characters that it will focus on. I think you're probably. I mean, honestly, I think you're going to. I think God of War 4 closes the show. You're going to get. It's going to be Kratos in Norse mythology. I mean, we all know that. What else? There was a few more that I wanted to touch on. There was a rumor going around on NeoGAF from a very, very well-known and respected developer. Nobody knows who his name is, but he's been vetted. He says that Sony is just going to say fuck it, and if we know about it, if we have it, show it. So I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see things that potentially may not be coming around for some time, which is why I think you're going to see The Last of Us 2. And I don't think you see that till 2018. I think you're going to see. I mean, Horizon is going to be a centerpiece. Period. Horizon is going to be. That's what's going to open the show. Is Horizon. I think you're going to get an October release date for The Last Guardian. I think that you're going to see a Final Fantasy VII remake. I also think that you're going to see Kingdom Hearts 3 shown, maybe a little bit of gameplay. I think that they're going to talk about Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
Is Final Fantasy 15 going to be there?
Yes, it will.
Yeah, I can see that. John, what about Detroit? You think we see Detroit?
No.
You know, like Quantic Dreams game is going to be there?
No, I think you're going to see Sony Ben's game.
Okay, what about the Deep Silver exclusive game? Is that going to be there?
I don't know. I don't know much about that. I don't want to make a call on that one.
Because they have an exclusive PS4 game. I'm assuming it would be on stage.
I think you're going to see Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
And I think
Resident Evil 7 could be at Sony's or Microsoft's. It could be at either one.
Whichever one you see it, I think it's going to be a reboot of the entire series. I think that you are. I think it's far more likely though, Rand, that you're going to see Sony Ben's game than Deep Silver's game.
Well,
I think it's time. It's time.
Yeah, but, I mean, you don't think they would show an exclusive game from Deep Silver that is PS4 exclusive on the fucking PS4 stage?
You know what? It all depends on. See, here's the thing. I mean, we've known. I mean, Sony Ben, everybody kept saying, Sony Ben's going to be at E3 2014, and it wasn't. Sony Ben's going to be at PSX 2014, and it wasn't. Sony Ben's going to be at E3 2015, and it wasn't. Sony Ben's got to be at PSX 2015, and it wasn't. So, which is why I don't think you're going to see Deep Silver here. Just because we know it's cooking doesn't mean that they're going to show it.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what
They have to
exists.
announce it though.
I mean, there's plenty of time to.
Well, why do they have to announce it? I mean, Sony Ben's game Dead Don't Ride has been cooking for like 4 years, and you are just now going to hear about it at E3. So
yeah, but Deep Silver tends to do stuff with Sony quite often. I mean, Dead Island 2 was there. This game is exclusive to PlayStation 4. It is going to be on that stage.
I don't know. We'll see. I think again. I just think it's far more likely that if they do show it, it's going to be brief. It's going to be fleeting, and you're going to see more time devoted to Dead Don't Ride. Which honestly, I think Dead Don't Ride releases this fall.
Yeah, and it's a dumb title.
I think it is Dead Don't Ride.
That's a dumbass title.
Of course they don't. They're dead. But I hope it's good. Sony Ben's got a good rep. What
did Ben make before?
Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter stuff?
Yeah.
Why don't they bring back Siphon Filter, bro? That shit was awesome.
I would honestly the minute they picked up Kojima, I was like, Siphon Filter, come on, it's fucking perfect. Put him on Siphon Filter, and they didn't. Games that I want to see, but I don't think exist, or at least I don't think you're going to see them yet, are another Armored Core from Software. I don't think that. And by the way, I just want to clarify something. I think God of War 4 is a 2018 game. I don't think you see that next year.
You don't think they close the show with Kojima?
Nope, I think they close the show with God of War. I think that's the clear answer.
I mean, I agree with you, but I mean, Kojima's going to be there with the fucking trailer for his game. You know it.
I think Kojima will be.
Yeah, he's teasing the shit out of it right now.
Even though that game ain't coming out till 2019.
No.
2022, man.
Rand, that's if we're lucky.
I think you see it. Yeah, I think you see a tease from Kojima at E3, and then you see more of a trailer at Tokyo Game Show.
I also think it's possible that you might see Wild.
I can see that.
Remember Wild?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you might see Wild. Now, here's my question. Well, it's more of a statement and then a question for you guys. Like, I don't. So we all know that.
Hey, look who's joined us.
Who is it?
3-hour podcast incoming. My God.
Gentlemen?
It's the elder statesman,
That's right.
George Washington.
The combined age of this podcast just went up by 80.
Jesus. Now Rand gets in.
I thought I smelled mothballs.
Mike,
Mike,
thanks for hopping in last second,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, sorry, I totally spaced out on what day it was.
Yeah, at your age, it doesn't surprise me.
Dementia.
So, what I was saying, Mike fucking completely derailed my train of thought.
That is exactly what I meant to do.
Shut up, Mike. So, I'm glad you're here. So, honestly, we all know that VR, when it was demoed on stage last year, it was a fucking disaster.
It's going to be demoed again, and you know it.
I don't think they will.
They will.
They're going to have to.
How? Hold on, guys, real quick. That's it's so hard to demo VR.
Doesn't matter. They have a product they have to sell for $500 fucking at the end of the year. They're going to have to demo it.
It's the same reason they demoed Minecraft HoloLens, because they want to get people interested in it.
But you could actually see that. Yeah, the VR demo's wasn't good.
It's
hard to demo VR that way.
Hey man, this is the same company that did a 20-minute demo on Wonderbook.
Yeah.
That one year.
Yeah.
They're doing a demo of VR. I will be fucking shocked if they don't. If they don't mention VR once, I will be shocked.
Oh, there's no way they're not mentioning
Oh no, they're mentioning it.
they'll mention it. I just don't think that.
You're going to tell me that they have a product that they're going to sell for $500 in October, and they're not going to show it off at E3 on stage?
Well, here's the issue. The issue is that outside of Battlezone, which looks really cool, and Riggs, which looks really, really cool, everything else that they showed previously has not been good. They need to show something that is high quality to sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So wait, John, are you predicting they're not going to demo it at all?
I think they're going to talk about it, but I don't think you're going to see one of those goofy stage demos again with people playing dildo tennis. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Oh my God! Is that what you thought, John? That's
what it was. You can't tell me that's not what it looked like. That's what it was.
John,
that's
my point though. It's hard to do a VR demo.
Which is why I don't think they're going to do it. I really, really don't. I'll be stunned if they do it. I think they're going to talk about it. I think it's far more likely you're going to see one of those situations where you see people like put in real world situations, like with a fucking horror game, and they're like, and they rip the fucking helmet off, and they're like, oh my god, that was so scary.
Show some porn.
Or like some douche with a visor on, and he's like reaching out to touch something. Whoa, like I mean that's really all you can do. Otherwise, you've got two developers on stage waggling, glowy dildos at each other, and people are looking at this like, I don't want this. Like, what am I gonna spend $4.99 on this? This is ridiculous. So no, I don't think it gets a stage demo, at least not in the vein that it did last year, because nobody can disagree that it was just an utter shit show. It was a shit show, and if they do it again, it's gonna be another shit show.
Is that the baby in the background, Enrique?
No, shit. I would be like, you know what, guys, we're shutting this podcast down right now.
And the wife goes, "Get your ass up here."
My wife would be like, yeah, you want to see some real VR? She'd punch me in the face.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
Aww.
Just woken up.
She's. Were you guys talking about LeBron James? She just started crying.
What about the third-party games that are going to be there, though? Because, like I said, Warner Brothers probably there with Injustice 2 and Suicide Squad.
Activision Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, is going to be front. They're going to have 2 demos for Call of Duty.
I can tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now. There's going to be a big surprise there.
Well, there always are.
No, I know what the surprise is. There's going to be a big surprise.
Nuggets.
And I'm not even going to
From Sony or from a different developer?
From a different developer. Probably shown at Sony's conference. And that's
exclusive
literally
or non-exclusive?
No, not exclusive. But that is literally all I can tell you. But
that's like telling me the fucking sky's
blue. No. Like this was.
Well, let's be fair, Rand. Did you not on? When was it that you were typing out? Oh, I got to play this cool game I can't tell you about.
Well, yeah, it's because I'm under NDA.
I'm not under NDA, but I'm under. Let's just say
you're under the code.
He's under.
It's guy code. It's guy code. But I can tell you right now. I've seen screenshots. I was not expecting it. But holy shit! Just talk to me after the Enrique knows what I'm talking about. Talk to me after.
No, I know what you're talking about, John. I know.
What about Rockstar? They're probably going to be on stage. Red Dead Redemption 2, right?
It's not Red Dead Redemption. It's not. I can tell you right now, it's not anything that we've talked about. It's not anything. It's not. Unbelievably, this has not been leaked. This has not been leaked.
So, I know. I'm surprised it hasn't been leaked.
You don't think Rockstar is going to be there? Because
no. I was talking about the game that I was talking about.
I'm not talking about I was just talking about.
No, I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is far more likely to be at Microsoft's conference.
Really? I think that has Sony written all over it.
I think it's a Microsoft deal.
I could see it at Microsoft's conference. I could see them.
I see that Microsoft too.
I think it's a Microsoft deal.
Only because of the backward compatibility with the original.
Yeah, but the rumor is also that the remaster of Red Dead too.
I almost forgot, guys. I think you're going to see the Destiny expansion at Sony show, obviously.
Oh, that's an option.
And you're and you're also going to see probably whatever Insomniac is working on. I'm going to say not Insomniac, Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch.
Well, that rumor came out today that supposedly Spider-Man is being made by Insomniac and not Sucker Punch.
I don't care. I just want to fucking Spider-Man. Yeah, I honestly
who knows?
If it turns out that it's a Sucker Punch Spider-Man game, holy shit! Like, oh my god, that's my favorite superhero. I'm a huge Spider-Man guy, so my lord,
Spider-Man sucks.
Please get the fuck out of here.
Watch him
Wolverine.
I'm gonna kick you off your own podcast. But yeah, so sorry, I talked way longer than I thought I would, but
surprise.
Oh, there we go.
I thought you'd have fucking tuned out by now. But with you in your old age and you're fucking, I'm losing track of time. I don't know what's going on anymore.
What shit bores me.
But that's fine. Drink your fucking prune juice, Grandpa. But nothing but love on this podcast.
I know this is
nothing but love.
But no, I think I think that's what you're gonna see. And I think we're in for, honestly, just like that guy said on Gaff. I think Sony's just gonna take everything they fucking have and stuff into a shotgun and shoot it. And some of that's good. I don't think, but again, I don't agree with all that. I think you're gonna see The Last of Us 2, and I don't think that's the right time to show it. But
well, what about Last Guardian? We definitely see that, I think, too.
No, I mentioned earlier. I think that's going to get an October release date.
If it doesn't show up, it ain't coming out this year.
If it doesn't show up, the game. But I mean, IGN just Yeah, they've tripled. Yeah, Mike, there it is right there. They've tripled down on that. I mean, IGN played like almost a fucking hour of it. It's time. I think that game is coming out in October. That's when The Last Guardian's going to hit, and they're going to announce.
And at E3, they're going to show a hell of a lot more than what they showed last year. That's going to get prime. That's going to get prime slot.
Yeah, well, Mike. So you weren't here for this. Like, Mike, I think the two games you see the most of at Sony's conference are The Last Guardian and Horizon. I think Horizon's going to open the show.
You really don't think we see Detroit because they showed that at the Paris Game Show.
Yeah, they did, but I think that's where we're going to see it again. I think you're going to see Detroit at the. I mean, are they going to Gamescom this year?
They haven't
Oh,
said
we haven't said. Yeah, we don't know.
If they go to Gamescom, then or it's Gamescom or Paris Game Show or Paris Games Week, that's when you're going to see Detroit. I don't think it's going to be at E3.
Is it wise for them? I know it's just a rumor, but like you said, like just if you have it, show it. Is that really wise when?
I don't think it is necessarily.
Because if you're talking about games coming out in 2018, 2019, like that's just like way too fucking far away for me.
I agree,
like,
and that's my problem with showing The Last of Us 2 if they do. I mean, that's a 2019 game.
I mean, look at. I mean, I know you get into this whole like who won E3 nonsense, but like
it's garbage.
Last year the media gave it to them because they showed Shinumei Final Fantasy VII
Remake.
Whoa, what did you just call it?
Whatever. Hey, I have a speech problem, okay? So just
my brother used to date a girl named Shinume.
Anyway. Horizon. The games that, like, oh, Sony won because of this, but then all those games, well, Horizon's next year. Who knows when, any of those other ones are even coming out. Because Final Fantasy Remake ain't coming out this year. So it's like, I hate this. I hate when developers announce games way ahead of time.
Well, now which remake? Because now they're fucking remaking another one. I still can't even figure out what number they're on.
There's been like 50 Final Fantasies.
Yeah, I don't even know.
That's exaggeration, but it's been. Yeah.
I'm the Final Fantasy guy, and it's Final Fantasy 15. So.
Okay.
Right, but they're remaking 12 and they're remaking 7 or remastering 12.
Where's Final Fantasy 6? Fuck, it's the best Final Fantasy, and you're remaking this garbage like 12. Jesus.
Dude, people are freaking out over that. I always thought
terrible.
12 was like
it's
one of the
awful.
worst
It's
movies.
it's like a stupid nerdy MMO without the fucking MMO. It's garbage.
Where's the remaster of 8, man?
Fuck 8.
Dude,
8 is awful.
Are you serious right now,
yes,
bro?
The junction,
Don't make me rip off that stupid thing you got on your head.
Dude, fucking. First of all, it's cold down here in my basement. All right. Second of all, dude, fucking 8. It's like it's a teeny bopper story. Oh, we're teenagers, and Squall's like, my dad never loved me, and nobody understands me. Fuck that game. Fuck that guy, and fuck that game. Fuck the stupid junction system. That game fucking blows.
It's perfect. It's perfect for this age, for this day and age, with all these fucking millennials.
I played 8.
Jesus, it is, Mike. That's a good point.
It's the fucking Final Fantasy equivalent of the Watch Dogs 2 protagonist. He should be getting me my fucking coffee.
Hey guys, real quick, what about Star Wars from Visceral? Someone mentioned that in chat too.
That'll be an EA.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Well, it could be at one of the other ones too. I don't think them having their own press conference doesn't preclude the games. It's like I would expect Battlefield 1 to also be at Microsoft's.
Well, yeah, they've got.
Yeah, but they'll announce
do
that.
a deal on it. Yeah, let me tell you, if Microsoft loses any of all Star Wars games from EA, they should just pack it up. Because it's one thing to lose Battlefield, and they're gonna. That's another one you're gonna see. You'll see at Sony. You'll see next year's Battlefront game. Whatever new Battlefront's coming next year that EA said is.
Probably, I would agree with that. Yeah.
But you think that they'll have the marketing for it? Of course they will.
Of course they will. Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't a 1-year thing. I'm
No,
sure it was a multi-year deal.
That part of the Star Wars franchise is probably locked up, which is why I think if they're going to make another one, whatever Visceral's coming up with, I would think or hope.
They already said 2018 for Visceral's game, though. That's a long time away.
It is a long time away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what, to what you guys were saying earlier, I don't want to see any games from them that are going to be like announced and then not coming out 2018, 2019. That just
Yeah,
that doesn't get me excited.
Nope.
No, but that's what Peter Moore said is going to happen. He said they're going to show stuff from this year, next year, and beyond.
Oh, I was talking about Sony. You're talking about EA.
Well, we were on.
I mean, honestly, I think that goes
okay.
I think that goes for any developer though, or any company. Like, I don't like seeing
Bethesda.
games that are 3 games out, or 3 years out. I'm sorry.
Except Bethesda.
Yeah, Bethesda. Yeah, Bethesda's another. That's a whole other deal. I mean, talk about that Skyrim remastered.
Which
Bethesda's like, we're talking about games that are coming out now.
exactly.
Sony's like, we're going to talk about games that come out on PS5 now.
And I agree. And Rand, I completely agree. I think I don't like when any company does that.
No, I hate that shit. Look what happened with Phantom Dust.
Microsoft used to do that in the 360 when Peter was running the show. Their E3 press conferences were strictly what was coming out that year. I don't know what happened to where they felt like it was a total reversal. All Sony stuff was.
Did we lose Mike?
Sorry, my thing went mute for a sec.
It's old age, John.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sony's stuff used to be what was coming later, and Microsoft's was always what was coming out that particular year. And it was only when Matrick took over that they started doing this, far out into the universe thing again. It doesn't serve any of them well. I agree.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Not one bit.
No, I agree. So guys, why don't we before we transit, since we just talked about Bethesda, before we segue to Bethesda. So what do you guys think Sony's going to close out with then? And I heard God of War 4. Anything else?
I would think God of War 4.
That would be what I would if it was. That's what I would do with it. They're really that's their other giant franchise. I mean, that's a show closer.
Fuck it, close it with Gran Turismo Sport.
Yeah, close it with Dreams.
Oh my God, Dreams.
No, honestly, the only other game they could close it with would be The Last of Us 2.
Mm-hmm.
That would be it.
But that would be just a trailer, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
God of War
gameplay
could be a trailer.
I think you guys see gameplay.
I think God of War is a little bit much further in development than obviously Last of Us 2 is.
I think it's going to be very
Yes.
similar to what you saw for Gears at the end of E3 last year for Microsoft. You're going to see some gameplay.
God of War 4 will be announced as the 2017 game, and then next year it'll get delayed to 2018.
It'll get delayed.
Boom, done.
Sony
always
closes it
happens.
out.
And it'll come out like February 2018.
I mean, how long has Sony Santa Monica been working on this game now? It's got to be a couple years, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows, Rand? Who knows? Maybe it's mid 2000. Maybe it's next year. I mean, maybe it's so far along. They're like, hey, we're getting our mark.
Technically God of War games launch in March? Haven't they all launched like around March?
They have actually. Now that I think about it, yeah. I mean, God of War 3 came out in March 2010. So
I'm positive those games all came out in March. So if they're going to keep with the trend, then either God of War 4 is coming out March of 2017 or March of 2018.
It's got to be March of 2018 then, because they're not going to put it too close to Horizon.
Yeah. I love God of War. So like, it's one of my favorite Sony franchises. When I used to be a PlayStation guy. And I'm glad they're going to Norse mythology because they kind of played out the
Greek.
Why doesn't anybody do? I know why, but it'd be funny. Why not do Christian mythology?
Christian mythology. Rand, speaking of Christian mythology, where's your Jesus avatar?
That's only for.
Is it only for TXR?
That's only for That's only for Xbox Nation and Crossfire.
Oh, gotcha.
I gotta slip onto the persona on those. Then all the other podcasts, I'm just Rand.
Gotcha.
Close out with Puppeteer 2.
Puppeteer 2. I think someone said Parappa the Rapper in the live chat.
I would
I
like
Puppeteer.
love to see Parappa the Rapper.
John, you mentioned the game that would be a surprise, right? That you don't want to talk about. Could that potentially on the show?
No.
No. I don't see it ending the show.
No.
It'll be there, but I don't see that game
because
ending the show.
it'll absolutely be there. It's not an exclusive, and they're not going to end the show on that.
Yeah.
They're not. Although I will say it's bigger than almost anything that's going to be at that show.
So it's a Rockstar game.
No, it's
No, it's not a Rockstar game.
And I'm not saying anything else.
So it's Half-Life 3.
I'm not saying anything else.
No.
I mean, it's going to be bigger than anything at the show.
It's going to be bigger than almost anything at that show. But that's
Minecraft.
That's all I'm going to say.
No.
Halo 6.
We're going to move on now.
No. I want to go at this. Bigger than.
No, I mean whatever you say, I'm just going to.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about games that are bigger, it's Grand Theft Auto 6.
Be hyped.
Half-Life 3.
Be hyped.
Minecraft.
No.
Be hyped.
You know what?
Be hyped.
Yeah.
Be hyped. Be
Halo 6.
hyped. Be hyped.
I have a
At Sony?
Sony.
I'll tell you what. If Halo
Yeah.
6 shows up at Sony's conference, like I think Phil, you're going to see Phil hang himself on stage. If Halo 6 shows up at Sony's conference, like
it's like pro wrestling, man. You just show up on the other guy's show the next.
Yeah.
I'll just
Hey,
say
what if
this.
that closes the show? What if a new what if like a new WWE game closes the show? What about
Yeah,
that?
no.
No. They just announced a new
All right.
2K17.
I have a leak. I have a
WWE.
scoop
Ooh.
for Telltale. Telltale is now going to go into HBO Classics, and they're going to do a game for Oz and The Wire.
Oh,
Ooh, you know what? No
love
bullshit.
to get an Oz
I would
game.
buy The Wire.
Can you
I thought you
imagine?
were going to say Oz.
No, I'm saying Oz. Yeah. Can you
Press
imagine
X
Telltale
to
doing?
press X to thrust.
Can you imagine Telltale doing an Oz game?
Don't drop the soap.
Oh, man.
Hey, you gotta, you,
Imagine like the prison bitch decks mini games you would have to do. Like, no,
my
thanks.
God.
Eric, they would have QTE in the showers.
Oh
They would
man.
drop the soap.
try to grab the soap as it slips between your hands.
John,
Do you
I
shake
got
at a
it, bro. I got it.
You got it, bro.
Sony's gonna end the show with the ability to change your fucking PSN ID.
Please.
Oh,
Because
you know
wanna
what?
know
That,
something? I know it's happening because I have the proof, and John's seen it.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I'm just saying I know it's real because I have.
I wasn't gonna say
documents.
anything until you told me to say anything. But
But don't say anything. I'm just saying that shit's happening.
It's
all right, so
happening.
so we can't tweet this out right now.
No.
No, don't tweet it out.
It's only live on the podcast.
It's only live on the
Yeah.
podcast.
If you like your PS4 to look like your Xbox One, that's totally gonna happen too. Because they're changing their user interface, and it's gonna just look just like the Xbox One.
That would be awful because the Xbox One user interface.
Hey,
is
you've
straight
seen it, motherfucker. You know it to be true.
You know it to be true.
You know
Oh,
it to be true.
Rand dropping nuggets right now,
I'm dead serious.
and not chicken nuggets.
all these nuggets are falling on me. I can't.
Where do all these nuggets come from?
The
Oh,
rain
no.
of leaks is too much, you know. Although I will say this, guys. I've actually got to get going because I do need to get up in the morning. But I did want to join you for at least an hour or two tonight, Enrique, to talk about E3 a little bit. So I'm sorry that I have to go.
No worries, man. Appreciate it.
But let me before I go, let me I do want to talk about Bethesda real quick before I go. And you know, I just want to talk about games like Skyrim Remastered that have leaked, and you know, like the wonderful podcasts that have actually broken these amazing stories about games like Skyrim Remastered. You know, Rand or Enrique, you know what I'm saying? You know.
You lost me there, John. What happened?
No, I'm talking about Skyrim Remastered and the amazing podcast that it originally was leaked on.
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, it was actually leaked on your podcast
Yes,
first. I remember that.
yes, it was. Yes, it was. And we
Now
got
that shit better come out.
we got a mention.
it's coming.
We got a mention in Eurogamer and IGN today, which was really really cool. But no, in all seriousness, I do want to. Before I go, I'd like to give some Bethesda predictions, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead, man.
And I don't get these. I won't talk about them too much. But I think obviously you're going to see Skyrim Remastered. You're going to see Dishonored. I think you're going to see more Fallout DLC probably.
Me too.
I hope so because Far Harbor, if you haven't played it, is really fucking good. Really fucking good. I think you are also going to see. I think you're going to see a surprise. I think who knows? You might see the Elder Scrolls 6. Who knows? I mean, you know what's happening. I mean, they're working on the Elder Scrolls Part 6.
That would kind of go against the whole thing of announcing games really close.
Well, I mean, you got to figure though. I mean, what if they release it next year?
By the same studio that did Fallout, unless they hired Obsidian to do it.
I mean, who knows? You know, I mean, anything's possible. But I mean, I think the writing's on the wall with Skyrim Remastered. I mean, they're generating interest in that IP again. And it's been what? It'll have been 6 years?
Yeah, but they don't have to generate. They don't have to generate interest in.
Are we not counting Elder Scrolls Online?
Nah, fuck that game.
Yeah,
Fuck the card
exactly.
game
Fuck
too.
that game.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking about the card game.
Fuck that game too.
Wolfenstein 2. I think
Yes.
will be there.
That's rumored.
Which
That's
honestly-
We keep calling that Wolfenstein 2, by the way, when That's not the second Wolfenstein game.
I know, but you know what? It's a
Jesus.
reboot. Let's just face it. Wolfenstein was a reboot, so it's Wolfenstein 2.
I mean, hell, the DLC.
Which one? The last one? The last
Yes.
one wasn't. The Old Blood was not a reboot.
No, not the Old Blood. The one that came before. The Old
The
Blood
New
was
Order.
DLC. The New Order. That's why it was called the New Order. I mean, it was a reboot.
And the Old Blood was named after Mike, right?
Yes, exactly.
New Order was
Old
wasn't
Blood.
a reboot.
The New Order is me, and the Old Blood is Mike. But I also think you're going to see, just like it was leaked today, I think you're going to see The Evil Within 2. And to be honest with you, honestly, I'm more excited about Wolfenstein and The Evil Within 2 than I am anything else Bethesda's going to show. I think Dishonored 2 is going to be really cool, but I am so fucking stoked for
John, I think we see
Wolfenstein.
another Quake.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, it's time for. It's time.
I think it's
It's
coming.
time. I agree. It's time.
especially with how Doom has performed.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, Doom has sold phenomenally. And
Not gonna make his money back.
That's not a.
well,
That's
don't
not
forget,
a
guys,
surprise.
don't forget, we have NPD this week. NPD is this week, which means my boy Z Huge going to be on the show on Thursday, giving his NPD rundown. You can come and check out his very, very soothing British accent. But with that, guys, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna leave you guys to it because I do need to be up in the morning. I will just say real quick, Enrique, give myself a quick plug. You can catch us every Thursday at Super Deformed Gamescast at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No fanboys allowed, so Mike, sorry.
You meant to say Rand, right?
I meant to say Rand. That's what I meant to say.
Oh,
Rand, I'm just kidding, buddy. Actually, Rand is going to be joining us shortly after E3, hopefully. So,
yeah.
and also, I highly encourage you to. Next week, we're going to be a few of us are going to be live streaming every E3 conference all day on Tuesday. So feel free to join us for that. And then the week after, Kyle Bossman from Easy Allies is going to be on the show.
Ooh, the boss man.
The Boss Man is going to be on.
That's awesome.
And so we are, and you know what? Mike Huber might be on at the same time. So
Awesome.
that would be that will be an incredible show, and I highly encourage you guys to come join us in the chat. Please come say hi. But anyway, I will sign off with that and
Give us some Harry Carey.
Oh, you need to okay. Mike hasn't heard this, has he?
I don't
No,
think I've
he
heard.
hasn't.
No, I haven't heard the Harry Carey yet.
Mike, you know those old SNL skits where Will Ferrell would be Harry Carey?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. What was it saying, chat? Okay. So here we go. We can do Hi. We all know that the moon was not made of green cheese. but what if it were made of barbecued spare ribs? Would you eat it then? I know I would. Heck, I'd have seconds. Then I'd polish it off with a tall, cool Budweiser. There you go.
Hi.
John.
And you can't do it like I can. Don't even try.
Hi.
Don't even try.
Actually, it's not as strong as you're walking.
Ason in chat says, John, I need you to tell us about your military service. Well, we'll be there. We'll be here all night if I do that. So maybe I'll do that another time. But listen, my friends, with that, I'm gonna take off now. So everybody, have a good night.
This Exodus is about as bad as Dark Souls.
Oh shit!
I'm just gonna drop now.
Get out of here so I don't bother you about this game. Or just drop it to me in DM.
I will. All right. No, actually, no. No, I'm not gonna,
we won't drop it to you on DM.
No, I'm not. No, I thought you were asking something else, but no, I am absolutely. Unfortunately, anybody who asks me about what this is, you're not going to get an answer because I'm sworn to
Good.
secrecy.
You better tell me after E3 what it was then.
I will tell you after E3. I will tell you what it was.
Yeah.
And if it leaks on NeoGAF.
If it leaks on NeoGAF, I mean, you know,
Then we'll know
that's
it was-
irrelevant.
Yeah, Rand. If it leaks on NeoGAF, yeah.
Well, tomorrow's only Wednesday, so
I really,
Tomorrow's only Wednesday, right, Eric?
yeah.
I really, really, really hope it doesn't.
I hope it doesn't
Can you
either.
imagine
Same here.
the anger and fear if Halo 6 was on Sony's stage? That'd be
Oh my god.
Jesus.
dude.
Rand, people would commit
It
suicide.
would just shut down. Like, everything would just
Remember that
shut down.
scene, the blind
That'd be
racist
riots
and
in
Dave
the
Chappelle?
streets, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that? The blind races, Dave Chappelle, when he took off his hood and everyone's heads exploded?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's what would happen.
There would be actual bloodshed.
But
Yeah.
it's like Rick Rude being on WWE one day and WCW the next.
That was a classic wrestling moment, by the way.
That
That's
really
another
was.
conversation.
That is exactly what I thought of.
It wasn't the same. It was the same day. It wasn't even.
It was the
wasn't even
same-
It was
Well,
the same day.
It was the same day.
Because Raw was still taped and Nitro was live.
Yep. And he showed up to Nitro that night.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
I remember when I was never a grown man who enjoyed watching other half-naked grown men in underwear pull each other up and wrestle.
John,
Those
you
were
have
the
to go
days.
sleep.
Those
Yeah,
were the
you have to
days.
go.
Those
John,
were the days.
we still have to wrap up this podcast, minus you.
Okay.
Don't you have to go to bed?
At any rate, so yeah, Enrique knows what team I'm talking about. Be fucking hyped because Enrique will back me up when I say it is a big deal.
Yes.
So when you make fun of Mike for his age, like, but Mike's staying up with us, you're going to bed already.
Yeah, I know, man.
Because one of us is a responsible adult who has to be up in the morning.
Yeah.
I have a job that is very important. Very important.
That requires him to get his sleep.
Yes, yeah. Mike and Enrique know what I do. So
Yeah.
I have a very important job. But
Pimping
anyway,
ain't easy, huh?
what's that?
Pimping ain't easy.
Something like that.
Pimping ain't easy.
Something like that. But you guys go talk video games, and Bmuny, it was a real pleasure being on with you.
Oh, always, man.
And have we been on a podcast together before? I want to say we have. We have.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, you guys have. Yeah, you're here.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, here, right here. Okay, and Rand, as always, my friend, it's a pleasure. And Mike, I'll be on with you on Friday.
Yes, sir.
Friday.
Ooh, wait a minute. What's going on Friday?
More scoops.
I'll tell you
More
what,
scoops? Mike, no invite?
Well, I'll tell you what.
I didn't got that far yet. He said on when the hell was he? When we were podcast were we on? When I said, "Are you coming on?" Oh, when you guys jumped in last Friday.
Oh, with
for all,
Tony,
for all the
yeah.
ladies out there, I might even take my pants off on Friday night. Who knows? I can't promise you.
Not on my
I can't
show,
tell
you
you.
won't, damn it.
I can't tell you what's going to happen. Mike, what if I'm not wearing pants right now?
John, you know what's bad? We do hijack his podcast. We start cursing.
We do.
It's like
We really do.
we get Mike cursing. Mike was cursing last Friday.
I feel like I'm hijacking your podcast now, so I'm going to end it.
Yes.
Everybody, have a good night.
Night,
Yes.
John.
See you, John.
All right, John.
Later.
One day I'm gonna find out what the hell he's looking at.
Don't ask me, Mike. I can't tell. I can't say anything.
Like he's always looking into the into the distance.
Oh, the distance. Yeah, I don't. I don't know what he's looking at. So we're talking about Bethesda, and so John gave his predictions. What do you? I think I'm actually really looking forward to Bethesda's press conference. I think they're probably going to have one of the better press conferences this E3.
Well, they definitely did last year.
Yeah, hell yeah, they
Well,
did.
since
Yeah.
there's only 4, it's not hard to.
Well, I mean, but they're kind of. I mean, last year was their first big presser, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and for them that was. I mean, they just. To me, that was the best press conference, and the one I enjoyed the most.
Well, they set the tone. That's for sure.
Yeah.
They set the tone for what the whole year
that
should
is for
be.
sure.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think we're going to see from them then? I mean, John talked about some of the games.
But you mentioned Prey 2.
I think Prey 2 is going to be there.
That would be the biggest surprise rope-a-dope in the history of Bethesda, because every time
It's happening. Mike.
anytime anyone has mentioned the word Prey, Pete has said, "No, there's no way. It's dead. Get over it." I mean, he is. You can pull up his Twitter feed, and he is constantly telling people Prey is dead. So
But it doesn't mean they can't turn on the Switch though.
I didn't agreed, but I'm just saying that would be the biggest rope-a-dope ever. Because
Yeah, but do you really think it's going to be called Prey, though? I mean, the IP, I mean, I like the first Prey, but, I mean, it has no, why not just name it something else?
well, that's true. And who's gonna
could.
make it? Because
Arcane Austin is making it.
That's what I heard too.
who?
Arcane Austin.
Yeah.
What the hell did they make before?
Now, Rain, weren't they hiring a lot too recently?
Yeah, Prey's actually going to be there. I mean, that's all but confirmed now.
Yeah.
But it's whether it's called Prey 2 is up for discussion or not. A lot of these press conferences have the Skyrim Master, it's coming. Prey 2 is going to be there.
No, wait. They're gonna develop Dishonored 2 and Prey at the same time.
Different studio.
Different.
Are you sure? Because
Awesome.
Arcane.
But there's also an Arcane in Europe, though.
There is. Which one's making Dishonored 2?
Arcane,
The one in Europe is
the one in Europe.
is the one making Dishonored 2.
Okay. All right. Like I said, man. Anytime anyone has brought it up to them, they have said absolutely not. So this would be that one of those head fakes of epic proportions.
Which would actually be a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, I just saw a tweet from Seamus Blackley. He said something. Winbox, is it the same?
Yeah.
Do you see that?
I saw that.
Shit, I just lost it.
I saw that. I don't know why people think this. I don't know why people think this is a surprise. That they're going to. I mean, the whole point of Windows 10 is to bring everything together. I don't see why everybody's thinking this is a big secret.
All right, so he says, Winbox, is corporate synergy the same as great entertainment? ?
That's a dumb name for our system. Are they saying that that's what it's going to be called from now on?
No, that's what. No, I think Seamus Blackley just tweeted that out. He's just saying Winbox, and he has an icon. He has the Xbox logo and the Windows logo next to each other.
Oh, I mean, I see it. That's a dumb
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
That's a real dumb name.
That's not what it's called either. Let's be
No, it's not.
Right.
But
Well,
he's,
then again, this is the company that named the Xbox One the Xbox fucking One. So who knows?
I hope it's not Winbox. Jesus Christ.
How dumb is that name, by the way? Xbox One.
I think it's okay.
I got the idea of it. I got the gist of it.
Yeah, it's one device for all your entertainment
Not
needs.
It's not a horrible.
They actually had to go back
Could be
and
Wii
recode
U.
a lot of stuff because in the original code, the original Xbox is referred to in code as Xbox One.
I thought it was Direct Xbox.
No, it's Xbox One. They had to actually, some of the programmers had to go back and redo some of that stuff. They weren't very happy.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
Well, I'm sure a lot of the dev team, the OS team wasn't happy either coming out of E3.
Nope, not at all.
There was probably some pissed off people.
Oh hell yeah, yeah, definitely.
Evil Within 2 supposedly going to be at the conference.
That's what I just read that today.
Are you guys excited about that?
With who?
I still haven't played the first
Evil
one.
Within.
Yeah, I didn't play the first one.
Yeah, I didn't play it either. I have it. I haven't played it
I
yet.
haven't played it either. Yeah.
What do you think they'd close with? I mean, if Elder Scrolls 6 is really there, I could see them closing with that. But
I would close with that if it's going to be there, but I
don't think it's going to be there.
I'm gonna say they're closing with Quake.
That
You
would
think
be
Quake is that far along?
What's that?
You think Quake is that far along?
Ah,
At least be able to show?
I think
Like,
maybe. Yeah,
Nobody knew Fallout 4 was that far along.
that's
I mean,
true.
you kind
Mike.
of figured it was. I mean, considering Skyrim was 2011, you knew Fallout was coming. It's just a matter of people didn't think it was going to be that year.
Nobody knew it was coming out in 3 months.
Right. But I mean, who's developing Quake? Is it id?
I would think it would have to be.
It would have to be. Yeah.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
probably nowhere even close then.
Mm,
Remember, I mean, you've read the stories of how troubled the Doom development was, right?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but that they may be pulling on that same engine though.
Yeah. And even though
Quake and
Doom,
Doom are not as far apart as people think they are. They are very similar games.
right? But I'm just saying, it took them forever to do this Doom, and at one point they were seriously considering canceling it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that, but you may be right.
They were. Yeah.
I just can't see. I mean, I was always more of a Doom guy than a Quake guy, but I mean, I guess it'd be cool if Quake did come back. But is it Hexen?
Give me Hexen.
Maybe they're probably gonna end the show with fucking Prey, aren't they?
They probably will. I could see
yeah.
that. That
That makes
probably
most
sounds
sense.
more likely
Yeah.
than a Quake.
And what are they open with then?
Dishonored.
Yeah, Dishonored too.
Dishonored.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
They'll have
That's true.
Dishonored.
That's true.
I mean, they'll have DLC for Fallout. They'll probably have DLC for Elder Scrolls Online. To my knowledge, that game is still active.
Yeah,
So I think they'll do that.
the card game, right? Elder Scrolls Legends.
Did that ever come out?
I believe it's in beta right now, isn't it?
I don't know.
No idea.
I know I'm not interested in it.
I can tell you this. I think Bethesda's conference is going to be better than EA's.
Oh, that's
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's a
yeah,
given.
that's. I could put up better conference than EA.
I mean, come on, you know everything they're going to show. Like
Yeah.
EA, you know there are zero surprises coming to EA's conference.
Yeah, we're gonna get Battlefield 1. We're gonna
Yeah.
get Madden. We're gonna get FIFA. We're gonna get what else?
Titanfall
NHL.
2.
Titanfall
Titanfall
2.
2.
It's like this year's Madden is the realest yet.
Right,
We have actual concussions and concussion protocols.
right.
Oh, that's terrible. Concussion protocols. Oh,
It's in
What's-
the game.
we have brain trauma. I shouldn't joke around, but that's terrible.
That is.
No. I'm sorry, not to make light of it, but you know,
We have the Baltimore Ravens. After half of them get out of jail.
that's more an indictment on. That's more an indictment on EA
Right.
and Madden just being the same
Yeah.
bullshit over and over again.
In your career mode, you hit A to slap your woman.
we have the Terrell Suggs downloadable character pours bleach on his girlfriend.
Right.
You can even choose to deflate your balls.
All right.
Choose. What'd you say? Choose. Oh, dude.
Choose to deflate your balls.
Deflate your
And
balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the Tom
Part of-
Brady mode.
Yeah,
Spend the entire
part of the
offseason
part of the
going to court.
franchise. Part of the franchise mode is you're meeting with Roger Goodell to get your suspension.
Yeah.
we new this year in Madden. We have arbitration mode.
Take it all the way to the Supreme Court.
Oh my god.
This is me. I always hate when they devote time to those sports games because they're always the same.
Remember last year when they had that 20
I agree,
minute
Rand.
with Pele?
Terrible.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I think they turned it around this year. I think EA, out of the three third-party companies, has probably the most exciting announcements, I think.
Did you guys go over Ubisoft yet?
No.
Okay.
Kinda.
Well, we did. We talked about them a little bit earlier, Mike. We talked about the new Watch Dogs that's coming out, and we talked a little bit about. I think a lot of us would like to see
they're
Splinter
going to
Cell.
reveal that tomorrow, so it's not even. I mean, so,
IGN already
yeah.
revealed it for us, though. We don't need to wait till
Right, right. We know when it's coming out. We know what it's. You know, remind me why we need an E3.
tomorrow.
Hey, I was just saying the same thing.
Yeah, you know what's funny is as we talk, as
This
this
week.
podcast is going on, we've talked about all these games. I mean, I mean, it's almost like
Enjoy
we-
E3, everybody.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we don't even have to watch E3.
No, you do, you really don't. It's Tony and I talked about this on podcast Friday night. Is where E3 is going, and this is part of the reason that I think it's on its way out, because look at all this stuff, and it's not even just leaks. It's information that we're getting from the companies. So EA is not even at E3; they're having their own show down the street, and I think tomorrow not only do we get a look at Watch Dogs, but we're going to get a look at Deus Ex. That's getting world premiered tomorrow. I mean,
Good.
nobody's world premiering this shit at their conferences or on the show floor anymore.
Well, then again, Square Enix doesn't have a conference, right? So
No, but they could roll that out. They could roll that out somebody's conference, or
They could go to
do it.
Sony stage and do that.
yeah, but maybe Microsoft and Sony don't got time for fucking Deus Ex.
That's yeah,
True.
True.
You know,
But
Um,
why? But this is the reason. I mean, they're not having a conference, which is the other piece of it. Is they're not having a press conference. It used to be that everybody had some form of press conference to at least show this stuff, and we're lucky Square Enix has a booth.
this is true. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. E3 is going to be different
I'm going-
beast in a few years, but
Rand, you gotta
you
go.
better go next year, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I want to go because it's like,
I think this is the last year that it's
Yeah.
going to have some semblance of what it. I mean, when we went over this, we looked at the floor plan, Tony and I, and
Mike. By the way, I want to go to Naughty America next year.
yeah, right. It was amazing who was missing. I mean, it wasn't just Nintendo and their half a show floor dedicated to Zelda Wii U. It was there was no Konami. There's Capcom, which I
That's
don't know.
so.
What the
By the
hell-
way, it's so weird that there's no Konami.
none.
That's just weird for me.
They have a meeting room where Tony's going to meet with them, but that's it.
Shit.
No EA, no Konami, no Activision. You have basically, I mean, fucking Twitter has a booth.
Twitter, Facebook.
Facebook's got a booth. I mean, well, Facebook owns Oculus, so obviously, Oculus
But Oculus has its own booth.
and it's got a booth that's almost the size of Capcom.
Twitter's there in support of the console wars.
Twitter's yeah, right.
By the way, what's up, Bmuny? I haven't talked to you in a while, man.
How's it going, man?
Oh, pretty good. It's just I'm sorry, I don't mean to sidetrack us. It just, you guys seen on the NL Gaming Twitter feed, I've been throwing out some pictures of E3 Path, and just, and partially getting nostalgic when I get to this point in time, but at the same time, I'm just getting sad.
It's like
Mike's yeah, no.
It's like
Ace
watching.
Ventura.
This is where getting old isn't exactly running in my favor.
So you're saying pretty much E3 is like watching an old family pet get older and older and older and getting closer to death. Like we're at the death throes of this pet, right?
It's like, do we put it to sleep or do we let it suffer a little more?
Because you're like, oh man, it was great back in the day. It was wanted to run and play and do all this great stuff, and now it's just around the house.
Shit's everywhere in the house.
Right. Now it lost its hearing, and you can't.
Yeah,
it's
shitting everywhere.
Got fucking fleas and.
It's tough and stuff because the mind is still there, but the body's not able.
Right. Right. I think the reaction by the ESA is hilarious on this too. Well, just because they're not going to be here doesn't mean that they don't like E3. Well, then why aren't they there?
Right.
It's because they don't need them anymore.
They don't need them, and that's the thing. They don't need them because you've got shows like this.
But Mike, it's almost like they don't need the media anymore because it's all word of mouth now.
Yep.
Social media has changed everything.
Why do you think EA Play is so much more about the gamer and so much less about the press?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much faster everybody gets that stuff coming off of the show floor?
That's not true. I couldn't get an invite to EA Play.
It wasn't an invite. You just signed up for it.
No, you need to be invited. Maka couldn't get in either.
That's right. I remember you guys mentioned that last night.
Invited. You had to sign up for it
I
early.
signed up for it and never got shit. So did Maka. Nobody I know.
It was first come first serve.
Nobody I know that's going.
I totally understand. I'm just saying they're on their site.
Well, wait, Bmuny, aren't you guys going or no?
Yes, we will be there.
Well, but you guys are going as press, right?
But we only have 2 press passes. The rest of the team has regular passes, so they got in there too. They just signed up, got the email, responded.
Yeah, it was first come. It was first come first serve. It's like
but I don't know if it's about the fans, then it shouldn't be first come first. How many people are actually going to be there?
That I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking on their site now to kind of look and see if I can get any other kind of news on that.
It isn't just one day though. You can go there pretty much the entire time through E3.
Yeah, but do you have to?
If you're at E3, you can just actually walk in. The EA Play.
Sunday the 12th is the conference, and then 2 to 4. Then it's got an open to media, then open to players. Monday is open to players, and Tuesday is open to industry and E3 attendees. So it's not even open to It's not even open to the gamers the whole time.
Well, I guess that means I can go on Tuesday, right?
Yeah. And so really on on Wednesday is when the show floor opens at E3. EA Play is going to be done by then.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They're not even. It's like they're going to have their thing, and then they're packing up and heading out, and they're not going to be there for the rest of E3. That's crazy to me.
Mm.
That just continues to boggle my mind that this is where we've gone.
Well, Bethesda's still there, though, right?
Bethesda's got a huge booth this year.
Right. So they're doing it. They're doing it kind of like feet in both water. Like they have the press conference the day before, but they still have the shit at E3.
Yes.
They had a pretty large booth last year too.
Yep. Yeah. Well, they're taking the place of another. In fact, they're taking Activision's spot. Well, at least from what I remember, where Activision used to be.
People are saying like Destiny's going to be there in force. I heard that they're barely going to be there. Like the Bungie people are barely going to be there. Like, because they're revealing the new Destiny expansion in what, 2
Tomorrow.
days?
Or
Is it tomorrow? I thought it was the
Yeah.
9th.
yeah, on the 9th.
I had heard that the expansion is the size of the first 2 DLCs combined, but nowhere near the size of Taken King. And it kind of is weird because if they're revealing it on Tuesday, like, I thought that shit was going to be revealed on Sony's press conference. You know, because they got the whole
I think
deal
they're
with
going to
Sony.
show it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're already
Yeah.
revealing it in 2 days, then what? You have like a 2-minute segment at Sony's press conference talking about what shitty fucking hat or gun you get.
I think so.
Yeah, pretty
Shitty
much.
hat.
I think they do because that's part of the deal. Part of the deal
Maybe.
is you get to come out, and it's not even to show. I mean, it's to basically show, hey, we've still got Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, I guess even though
The crazy thing about Destiny is after the Taken King and that episode and the year 2, I mean, it doesn't look like it sold much past the initial rush. So I don't know what they're. I don't know what I don't know what they're going to. It's almost like this game has disappeared.
Mm.
I mean, I see a couple. I don't even see anybody honestly outside of Mike. I don't know anybody else on my friends list that plays Destiny at all.
dude, Mike and Phil play that shit all the time.
I see that.
Yeah,
I
Mike-
totally see that. But they're the only ones.
Ibarra was saying that in the TXR chat that he plays that shit like he was just talking about Destiny the whole time.
Mike told me he's bringing his Xbox with him so he can play fucking Destiny at night.
Yeah, he said that in the
Yeah.
chat too. He's bringing it to his hotel or something.
Wow.
And I think Phil is as well. Those guys are addicted to that shit.
Yeah.
And
I can't do Destiny anymore. It's too much of a grind for me.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
What
just
it
like
is.
playing the expansion, but I'm not grinding in any game,
Yeah.
even Division.
I can't.
Like
And you know what?
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
I fell off the division major, man.
Yeah, so did I. And I'll tell you what. What makes for me Overwatch such a good game is I don't have to grind at it. I just jump in. and
Guys,
play.
by the way,
Speaking
we
of
have
grinding.
SouthBound in the house.
Speaking of the
Ooh,
grinder,
what did you do?
the VIP.
that.
What's up, South?
What's going on? How do I sound? Do I sound all right? Or sound like I'm on the moon?
You sound like you're on the moon.
You're on the moon, man.
Live on location, Southbound.
I'm driving. I'm on the freeway right now.
That's how it's done.
Live with the traffic report. It's southbound 110.
Yeah. I'm actually on the 710 going northbound, and there's no traffic. And
From the helicopter.
how's everybody doing tonight? Let me guess. Talking about E3.
Yes, we are talking about E3. That was a lucky guess.
Yeah, we're talking about the 49ers.
Hopefully not bad.
I was just showing that. I was
know
just
you're
showing
not
that.
talking bad about my Niners.
I was just showing that. Showing that JJ touchdown. That's all.
That's brutal, Mike. That's savage, man. Come on.
Man, you wanna kick me while I'm down too, or what?
Hey, all you have to do is look at our last season, man. I got to kick something.
Hey, I have Jay Cutler as my quarterback, so you guys can shut up, okay?
Yay.
I think I have you guys all beat. I'm a Dolphin fan.
So South, what did Dude do?
What did do?
So tell us what.
Just, like I said, driving, going to my partner's house. Link. I was like, maybe I'll try to join in, see how it goes.
You going to your partner in life, Jeremy's house?
Damn. All right.
His house, like the next city over.
Yeah, we can barely, South. We can barely hear you, brother.
Oh, really? Yeah, my bad. I don't want to be a distraction.
No, no worries,
I
man.
don't want to ignore your invitation either.
Oh no, no worries, man.
So, yeah, my bad if I'm a distraction, but if you don't mind, I'll sit in and listen.
No, but dude, you're not a distraction at all, man. No, we're happy to have you on. Yeah, so we were just talking about E3 and we were just talking about Bethesda and the EA press conference.
I think I've heard of that before.
Are you going to E3 this year, South?
I think I might. I don't know. I think I might have been banned for streaking during last year's E3 press briefing. So I don't know. I might be on the my picture might be on the walls. Like do not let this fucking fanatic in.
Oh man, South. So real quick, man, what are you looking forward to seeing at E3, man?
My friends. What do you mean? I get to see Rand Al podcast whore in the flesh.
Yeah, that is true.
It's true. Man does not go on camera.
You know what? Bethesda. I'm looking forward to the Bethesda conference. I'm. If you listen to TXR last night, what could with? You know what I mean? What would warrant them to have another conference? You know what I mean? Because obviously Fallout already came out. We're not going to get a new Elder Scrolls anytime soon. So what could it be? My curiosity is piqued.
Yeah, no, I agree. We were talking about Prey 2, maybe another Quake.
Yeah, I think Quake would be a big surprise. Prey 2, you're starting to hear a little bit more rumblings about, so I wouldn't be as surprised. But Quake definitely would be a huge surprise. That's a much loved, series going back, years. We haven't seen it in a long time. How long has it been since we've seen the last Quake?
Quake
05?
4. Quake 4 was on the 360, close
It
to
was a launch game. Yeah, it was pretty. It was in that launch window.
2005.
05.
05.
Shit, so 11 years.
Yep. And you know what? You know who could do it. It doesn't necessarily have to be id. It could be Raven Software if they're still around.
Raven Software is still around. They are working on something right now, though, I think.
And they did. I mean, they did. Well, so are they owned by Activision?
You know what? Raven was just working on the remaster for Modern Warfare.
All right, so they're owned by Activision, so they're out.
Yeah.
That'd be a hell. Oh, you know what? Quake 4 was Activision when it was released, so that would make sense.
Yeah. But that would. I'd like to. I'm hoping they show it, but it's probably not going to happen. I'm just getting my hopes up.
You know what? It's good to have a prediction show because you can shoot for the moon.
This is true. You can.
That's true.
So
You can say, I want Rand Al Jesus to come through, and it might just happen.
you know what? Back in the days, we used to talk about Microsoft buying Sega.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and back then it would have been such a big deal. Now it's like,
Yeah, you could have them.
You know what though? I think it would still be a big deal if they bought Sega.
They're not
I
buying.
don't know, but I mean, right now Sega's in the bargain bin, for the 99-cent store.
99 cents. Oh my god.
I mean, really, what do they have? They got Sonic, but I mean, they're milking that to death.
Sonic hasn't been relevant in a long, long, long time.
That's what
like
I'm saying.
Nintendo.
Yep. They don't have anything. Realistically.
Yeah, they don't have any games.
I mean, you could probably pick up Sega for what, 10 mil or so.
Fucking hamburger and a fucking Coke.
Jesus, hamburger and a Coke, Rand?
I mean, think about
man,
They own the company that's doing Halo Wars 2 though.
they do.
At least a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah. I think it would take a
Or
lot.
if you like my shirt, have a sex burger.
Yeah, but you know what's out though? They have a lot of.
No
They have a
one pays attention to my Twitter feed. Come on, man! I just posted like 10 minutes ago.
But you know what those out? They have a catalog, man, of franchises though. Sega does still. That if Microsoft, this is all hypothetical, obviously, but if Microsoft bought them, that Sega could tap into.
Yeah. Sega themselves. The Sega though is still they're owned by Sammy. So
Sammy, yeah.
the idea of them being sold is a little far fetched.
Oh, we lost
Yeah.
South.
Plus, Microsoft would buy them and then not use their IPs just like they did with Rare, so just go into the vault.
Yeah, but they didn't use Rare though because of. I mean, they did use them like for the 360, but after Connect, They kind of regulated them.
I mean, and you see, I find that unfair because look at what they were able to bring over and what they had to leave behind. I mean, what if things might have been different if Rare could have put together another GoldenEye, or if somehow by some strange, bizarre way the Donkey Kong Country or Star Fox came with them. I mean, it's part of Rare's issue has always been what they were able to bring over and work with. I'm not convinced that was all Kinect destroying them, because Kinect Sports sold really well. So
yeah, they were profitable with
Yeah.
Kinect Sports, and they found success with that.
yeah.
And I think
Did they screw up with what they wanted to do with Fable Legends? If you listen to the stories, yes. But not. I'm sorry, I'm not even talking about that's Lionhead. So
No,
yeah,
I know.
if you want to talk about what they've done with the avatars and what they've done with the continuing Kinect Sports, that's fine. But their catalog, a good bit of their hot catalog, still had to stay behind with Nintendo.
Yeah, but they still had the other franchises like Perfect Dark and
Perfect Dark and
Conquer.
Viva Pinata. And,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Viva Pinata, once they're done with Sea of Thieves, I think they need to go back to Viva Pinata.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm still hoping for Conquer. That's just my thing.
I think all of those franchises that are like Rare franchises are perfect just digital downloads. Just make them 4-6 hour games, release them for $20.
Yeah, see,
I mean, Mike, they did launch some new. I mean, they launched Grab with the Ghoulies.
Grab by the Ghoulies.
Or Grab by the Ghoulies, yeah.
And I enjoyed that game, but it sold like crap. I'll tell you, Cameo 2 I'd love to see.
Yeah.
Cameo was great, and that was a great launch title.
Yeah, it was beautiful. When it launched,
You know what? I'm not interested in that shit. I mean, I don't know. Maybe my flavor is way different than most people, but I want to play a potty mouth Conquer, a new one.
Yeah.
That was the allure of it.
I agree with you, South. I would like to see another Conquer like today. And I feel like they've been teasing
I
it.
mean, you know what? I'd even be happy to see like an old school Leisure Suit Larry brought back. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, Sierra's still around. I mean, they just this whole maybe after King's Quest, man. We're talking about pie in the sky stuff. You know what I mean? And like a $20 game download, there.
Yeah, I would get it for $20.
Just
Definitely
for the
for
laugh
$20.
itself. I mean, who doesn't like art?
Well, I don't know. Look at how many hipster millennials scoffed at the humor in Sunset Overdrive. I'm not sure. Outside of us old guys, how many people would really buy a Conquer game?
I would, and I'm surprised the millennials wouldn't like a game like that. But what do I know?
I thought millennials would have flocked to Sunset Overdrive, but nope.
You know what? It came out at a bad time, because anybody now that it was free, everyone loves it.
Right.
Yeah, that's a
people
good
that
point,
loved
Sam.
it 8 years ago.
That shit drives me crazy, too.
See? That's what we've been telling you.
Right. But that game's been on
Everybody
sale.
loves it when it's free, though, man. That
Yeah.
game was like $20 and nobody still was buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it as low as like 11.
And people weren't buying it.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame too.
Free? Oh my god, that game's the bomb, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I still don't see a lot of people talking about it on Twitter.
No.
I think that's
And I said free doesn't get you a sequel either.
Yeah, and they promoted it many times as like the free weekend.
Yeah.
People still, really weren't even
You know
touching
what?
it.
I think they broke even on that game. You know what I mean? And it's like you guys said, it's a damn shame, because that game there should have been a sequel in place right now. You know what I mean? We should be hearing about it right now.
we should.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That
Let
game
me
was
ask you.
fun. It had great story. It was funny, and and the parts with the Brad Winfrey in it.
Those
where
were
he had
great.
the live-action TV show inside of it.
Yep.
You know?
When they stopped doing that, I
was
knew
really
that was dead.
good, too.
And
Let me
he's
ask
not.
you,
And he's not there anymore either.
No. He's
No,
moved on.
I actually talked to him about a month ago when we went to the Gears of War, little beta, press briefing, what the hell. And yeah, he's at Machinima now.
Yep.
Mm. But would a game like Sunset would have resonated better with the PlayStation crowd?
I think so.
Well, maybe because Insomniac's always been tied to the PlayStation,
Yeah, but I also think in the PlayStation crowd, I think they kind of, they kind of go for games like that a little bit more.
Yeah, I think if Sunset Overdrive
maybe.
had like a
Maybe.
competitive online multiplayer rather than like the co-op thing, it probably would have hit a little harder.
Yeah.
And see,
for Microsoft side.
it's crazy because you try to break a stigma
Mm-hmm.
of being the dude bro box, but yet when they try to do it, the I don't get it. I don't get it. The sales aren't there. I mean, this was a legitimate change in attempt to change and to give people something else. The Xbox gamers at large, and I'm not necessarily talking about us, but at large, I mean, it shows in the sales. People don't want it. People want Call of Duty and shooty bang bang. They don't want. It frustrates me to no end. They don't want Forza. They don't want Horizon. They don't want Forza. They don't want Quantum Break. They don't want Sunset Overdrive. What they want is Halo and Call of Duty, and they'll flock to Battlefield.
And Battlefield, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
well, and don't forget, we're getting a new Battlefront already. So
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just crazy, man, because the minute I saw Sunset, I was like, I'm all over that. And I don't know if it just, I don't know if it's just when I looked at it, I was like, that just reminds me of a different time in gaming. It reminds me of like Dreamcast days.
Reminded me of Jet Set Radio.
Something, yeah. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
No,
but I was like,
it
just looked different.
Good point, because I bought 4 copies of it myself, and I got a free one at the launch party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I mean, like, I'm legit wearing. If you look at my Twitter right now, you'll see I'm wearing a Sunset Overdrive shirt.
Yeah, I saw you with Fizzy on there. Yeah, damn shame about Sunset, man.
Yeah, no doubt. So, South, man, let me ask you a question real quick, man, before you wrap up here. Do we see Scorpio?
Nope.
At E3? Nope. You say no?
I say no.
Oh,
Not
okay.
at all. Well, I mean, if you know what, they're coming out with a Slim. Why dead it in the water? You know what I mean? It'll be just DOA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Why
so.
trump it with something that you're coming out with, and the real, it might be right then. They're saying it's available now to pre-order now or whatever, like they did with the Slim for the 360. Why do that? Why hamper those kind of sales?
I think they do better than that. I think the Slim's available that day.
That'd be amazing.
I think that you have to think. You have to think they've been working on that Slim model for at least a year. At least since Phil took over, he had to look at that and go, "You guys got to come up with something, and come up with something now." I think it's available like after the conference.
Yeah,
So you think they'll give them away free to you guys like they did the Slim, the 360?
that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
That would
right.
be crazy.
But I mean,
Oprah Spencer.
I'm surprised. Let's say
Let's get one.
that's true, Mike. Right? Let's say it's available after the conference. I would expect that to leak anytime though, because that means they're
Be a
at
retailer.
Best Buys, they're at fucking Walmart's, just waiting essentially. Somebody would have that info and somebody would leak that shit.
Mm.
Possibly.
I think it released
I'm
the
going
day
to say
and date
this.
for you.
I'm going to say this has always been my take, and being someone who's been kind of had very good friends in the industry, some of which are still around. I've always sort of seen that some things that leak come out on purpose. I think some of the things that we're seeing are
Like what?
out. Watch Dogs. Well, Watch Dogs 2 is getting a premiere, but the fact that we're hearing rumblings about games that are coming to these conferences, nobody tells somebody outside of a company something they don't want them to know, because in this day and age, especially, everyone knows that you have these guys running around calling themselves insiders that leak information. There's a reason you're not seeing a lot of Sony leaks, because they're not putting the information out there for people to leak. Whereas, there's a lot of the stuff that's out there now. I'm just telling you, a lot of the stuff that's out there now is controlled, and it has been for years. And if they didn't want, if it was that important, it wouldn't be out in someone's hands who could get it out in social media.
So, I mean, you think, so you're saying the Dead Rising 4 stuff yesterday was leaked on purpose?
I think so. Why would you have screenshots like that? Why would you have somebody taking a picture of a poster? Where in the world would you get that from? But you just walk into Capcom Vancouver and go, "Hey, what's that over there?" Click, click, and run out with it. Doesn't happen that way.
I don't know. There's also there's a guy in NewGaf. Maybe you guys know him, Ekim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ekim. Yeah.
He says he can read the API of Xbox Live, and that's how he gets all of his information. Like, he knew all the stuff. It's all there.
Okay. He can read the API of Xbox Live from Microsoft, one of the most secure online services that's out there, run off of Microsoft's highly secure systems, and somebody can just read.
Hey, every time they release new backwards compatibility, he's the first person to announce it before Major Nelson. He's just like, this game, and this game are going to be backwards compatible today, and then 12 hours later, it's backwards compatible. He talked about seeing the video of the E3 stuff they put on the dashboard a week before. He's got some access to some version of Xbox Live that we don't have access to, and there is a version of Xbox Live we don't have. It used to be PartnerNet
Back
on the 360.
Yeah,
he's got some access to it.
Oh shit! Where did I put? Oh, there it is. See my see the Viva Pinata Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
That runs PartnerNet. So yes, I understand. I get it, but somebody would find that out. I mean,
well, you would think.
This is a company that can hunt down people that mod their consoles and block them. That stuff doesn't come out. You would think after all of this time, Microsoft would put a concerted effort to finding this person.
Well, I'm not necessarily finding him. Why not just shut down whatever the leak is? I mean, the dude has some sort of he's doing something right, because he's pretty much always right about what he talks about.
Right. What I'm saying is that if Microsoft really wanted to stamp that down, come on, they could do that.
Well, right, but even if you go on that Reddit thing, and the same guy who has some sort of access to thing and reads the code, I mean, he said he pretty much listed everything that's going to be at E3: Battletoads, Age of Empires.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if that list is true and that what he says is there, well then Microsoft's got a problem. If some dude can just read some fucking code on a website and just be like, oh, this is what they're doing.
Exactly, and not even on a website, to somehow be able to hack it. That's hacking in Xbox Live, is what that is. That's a big issue if that's what.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why I say
this isn't the first time Microsoft's had this problem. Seaboat, for the longest time, was always leaking shit on Gaff before they caught him or got to his source. And then there was the NK Eternal dude who leaked the entire press conference 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they have problems with fucking people that know shit that just happen to leak stuff. I don't know. It's a weird situation. Like, I'm gonna be really disappointed if that entire leak from that Reddit thing from the guy who read that code was exactly 100% right. Because if it is, it's a pretty lame fucking conference.
Well, that's why I think. Yeah, I mean, that's why I think Battletoads, if they announce that, is not going to be a big deal.
Can you imagine if they ended the show with Battletoads?
They're not ending the show with Battletoads.
I hope you don't, Rand.
Horrible.
I'm excited for Battletoads, but
They are
I
ending
hope they
that
don't do
show
that.
with Gears 4.
They're opening the show with Gears 4.
Seriously?
They're not 2 years in a row. They're gonna end it with Gears.
Yeah, they can't do that.
They're not gonna do that.
Sure, they can. They always ended their press conferences with Halo.
No, they
They
didn't.
did.
Halo opened up last year's.
I'm just talking about in the past.
Oh,
They've always ended with, you always had that trailer at the end of E3.
They did, I think, with Halo 2.
I will be
You know.
supremely disappointed if they end it with Gears. Gears to me is an opener. That's your big game for the holiday. You open it with some spectacular shit, get people pumped. You end the conference with some either major exclusive or some new IP, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would
Or
think
Phil riding in on a Scorpion.
See, the reason I think you end it with so I
The
think
only way you end it with Gears is if they announce a console with it.
No, I think they would end it with Gears because it's the biggest game they've got, and they want people to leave. Well, unless you're right, unless it's a blockbuster, and I don't know what blockbusters they could pull out of their hat right now. You can't close it with Dead Rising 4 if that's an exclusive. I mean,
It is an exclusive,
that's
but
not a big enough game.
no, it's not.
I mean, if it's not okay. So let me ask you this: if it's not Gears of War, what else could you close with that would be such a big closer that you got people walking out of there going, "All right, I can't wait for fall or next year." It's not Scalebound or Recore, that's for sure.
Alan Wake 2. There you go.
No, they won't close with Alan Wake 2. It's not a big enough game.
Well, I mean, I know, but like,
yeah, but that would get the
personally,
fans excited.
Yeah, the fans would be excited.
Absolutely, I think that's an announcement that they could make. Now, unless Phil and Sam walked out hand in hand, and Sam said, "Oh, by the way, here's our contract. We're now part of Microsoft," and then you drop the mic and walk away. But I just don't know. I think the reason you would close with Gears is because you need, especially knowing that Sony's press conference is later that night, you need something to keep those people excited. I just don't know what else other than Gears would do it.
But Gears 2 years in a row, though?
Sure. I mean,
That's going back to the well way too much.
But remember last year they didn't show a lot, and people weren't happy with what they showed.
No, you're right.
So,
But people also gotten to play the game already. They played the multiplayer beta. This isn't
yeah,
like
but I think they show campaign. I think they show the story.
You think they show the story?
Yeah, that's why they did it last year. It went right to Halo, right into the story mission. First thing they showed, and then it was welcome Phil Spencer. Like I think they're gonna do the same thing. Gears 4, big co-op campaign reveal, show it off. Boom, welcome Phil Spencer. That's how I think it's gonna start. Get the crowd pumped, show some Gears. Then Phil comes out, talks about whatever he wants to talk about, and maybe. Fuck. I mean, I don't even know. That's when they did backwards compatibility and they showed off Recore and stuff. So, who knows? But I have a feeling they're going to start with Gears. I just don't think. To me, it doesn't make. I wouldn't do it 2 years in a row. I wouldn't end the show 2 years in a row with Gears. But
I wouldn't open it with Gears though either, because then that can get lost in all the. God forbid that they open with Gears and then. If this Reddit thing is true, and you're saying how lame the show is going to be, the conference could be. You don't want to start with Gears and then have the rest of the conference be lame.
right, but
that's what people are talking about.
if that thing is true and they know it's fucking lame, they have a fucking problem.
Well,
If they're thinking like, because I forget, Enrique, did you read the leak of what it supposedly is of all the stuff?
I only saw the parts about the Age of Empires, Gears.
Yeah, it was like General Ram and Killer Instinct.
Yeah, and it just it wasn't.
Battletoads.
Yeah.
Something with Conquer, right?
Yeah, Conquer. Yeah.
When I was reading, I'm like, this isn't really anything. Like this would be.
It was stuff that we could probably just come up with.
it would be a terrible press conference.
Yeah.
Now they could make it up to me if they gave me a free Xbox One right after the conference. But like, here's a Slim and it's available to everybody. I'm like, all right, great fucking conference, 10 out of 10. We'll come again, right?
10 out of 10.
I don't know. What does Microsoft? I mean, what about? Because you hear the rumors of an offshoot Halo, Mike, like an ODST style Halo that could end the show.
Unless
See,
they're
I
gonna
could
end it
see
with
that.
Are they gonna end it with Halo Wars too?
No,
No.
fuck no.
Yeah,
No.
I wouldn't close it with an ODST. People hated that shit. I don't. People don't want. They want Halo 6. If you're gonna close it with something, close it with a teaser of 6.
Yeah, but Halo is so expected though. Like they're making another one. Is it really your end of the show closer? Just like, oh, by the way, here's the trailer for Halo 6. It's like,
I'm
like
gonna
we know
say
what's happening.
I'm gonna say God of War 4.
Look, Sony has it. God of War 4 is when did God of War 3 come out? How long has it been between both games?
Oh
It's
God.
been quite some time, right?
Yeah.
2007.
2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some fucking length between that. That is a proper like, hey, this is not a surprise, but like,
Was it? Oh wait, no, it wasn't.
It was
like
2010.
yeah, so we're talking 6
Okay.
years between that shit. I mean, how many Halo games has been out in that amount of time? Quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yeah.
That no matter what, like here's what I think. I think no matter what Microsoft does, I think Sony's press conference will probably be more liked. And probably people, I mean, just look at that God of War 4. Nobody's seen a God of War game in 6 years, and
Yeah,
it's gonna be set in a different mythology,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna fucking look fantastic because of Neo, and it's gonna fucking bring the house down when they fucking show it at the very end. You know this has happened. Did they show Halo 6 at the end? They'll get clapped. Whatever, Halo. Okay, they show Gears at the end. Whatever, fucking Gears. We fucking saw it last year. We fucking played the beta already. It's got to be something unexpected, and it's got to be something new.
I mean, come on, didn't
I think it's something new.
Sony end both their last 2 press conferences with Uncharted?
I
I want to
didn't-
say they did.
I didn't watch last year, so I'm not sure.
Last year's ended with Uncharted. That's
Fair
for
enough.
sure.
That's their yeah, because they had the
Right,
stage
'cause
demo thing.
That's their big game. I'm just trying to. And it could be that you're right. It could be something new, but I'm trying to think of what we know of.
Did they end it with Uncharted? I thought they started with Uncharted.
No, they ended it because it had a technical glitch and they had to start the demo over, so it made them run late.
So they also ended it the year before with Uncharted?
I think so.
In 2014?
I think so because they did it with that Killzone style trailer that didn't look
CGI
anything
footage,
like,
yeah.
that didn't look anything like the final game.
I
And
don't
no,
know.
I'm not hating on the game, folks. I
No,
love
Mike,
the game.
that actually was pretty close. That scene that they showed was pretty close.
It was pretty close.
I mean, I think it was almost identical.
What
I mean,
What if we're thinking about all this wrong, Mike? What if they close with fucking Scorpio?
that's
Hardware.
that would be big.
I'm just saying, like, look, we're obviously a disagreement. I think you start with Gears, you think they end with Gears. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, Halo 6 is there. You show it, whatever. But what if we're thinking about it the wrong way? What if they're thinking about like, we're gonna go right to hardware. We'll write off the next year or whatever of Xbox One sales. We'll get the jump on Sony by announcing this super powerful Xbox, the next Xbox, and just go from there. I don't know. You know, they're pretty some people are pretty confident they're showing Scorpio, or at least talking about it.
Well,
in some form.
Arthur Geist keeps saying he's 100% sure that they're going to show it,
Yeah.
according to his sources.
I mean, because they're gonna devote some time to the Slim, right? However long it is. But
Now, is the Slim upgraded or is it just a Slim?
as
I'm
power wise,
I'm starting to hear rumblings that it may have an updated GPU in it.
well, I know for a fact it doesn't have a power brick. It's actually internal this time.
Yeah,
As far as like a power boost, who knows?
Mike, it has secret sauce.
Ugh.
Would it be this Xbox Slim is 5 terabytes or 5 gig, teraflops?
Well, didn't you know that's getting unlocked with software on DX12?
Yeah, of course. We talked about this before you joined too. The
Yeah.
end of the show. Picture this: Phil Spencer on stage, and he fucking flicks a switch, and a giant switch comes down from to the rafters, and he flicks it, and he's like, "Your Xbox One is now 5 teraflops."
And you know who's coming down in a gold glitter suit hanging onto that switch?
Who?
Larry Herb. Larry Herb on one side and Angry Joe on the other.
Yep.
Angry Joe.
They're coming down on the switch, and they're gonna fight each other for the switch. And Larry's gonna yell, "You can't just flip a switch!" And then it's gonna do it. There you go. I've written it. Take it
Be
away.
done.
I have heard one rumor that if it's true, I'm not interested. Are they taking the HDMI throughput out?
Haven't heard anything about that.
I haven't heard that.
If they take the HDMI in off of the Slim, I'm not buying it. I'm not interested. That is a
Okay, yeah.
yeah. That's a major part of what I
You
use
mean the
Xbox.
HDMI out, right?
No. Well, it's obviously they all have out the in.
Well, right, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a major part of what I use the Xbox
Yeah,
for.
but why would you? Here's the thing. Here's my thinking. We know the Scorpio's coming next year. The Slim is this year. Why would you even bother getting a Slim? Like, why would anybody bother? Like, the new fucking system's next year.
Right.
I don't think there's a point in getting a Slim unless the Slim is like beefier in some capacity.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Well, the
I
other
don't
thing,
think it is.
well, let's also remember that that whatever new console is coming out is also not going to be $299. It's just not going to happen. We're probably looking if we're talking about jamming power down everybody's throats. You're talking about another $400 to $500 console. I'm probably out of that market anyway.
Probably talking about $400 console. I can't see it being more than that.
I don't see them launching $500 again.
Especially if like Neo's going to be around $400, and then who
Yeah.
knows what price the Neo will be when Scorpio comes out. I can't see Microsoft making the same mistake twice where they
No.
overprice the system, even if it's more powerful. I think this. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Like, I just can't think. Like, you're right. Alan Wake probably not big enough. It would be a great announcement, maybe in the middle of the show.
Yeah, I'd love it.
If they're going to do it. Like, could a Conquer? Like, what if they go for nostalgia and be like, here's a proper fucking Conquer, proper full AAA $60 Conquer game made by some really good platforming dev. Could you end the show on that?
I don't think so.
I
Go
don't
for the
think so.
nostalgia trip? No.
You could. I think you could go for the nostalgia trip. I mean, you're catering or you're pandering to your fan base. Why
I mean,
not?
Sony won the entire thing last year, all based on nostalgia.
That's why I'm saying that they brought Last Guardian and they brought.
They brought fucking
I
Final
don't
Fantasy
disagree,
Remake
but that's not what they ended on. We're talking about what they're going to end on. They ended with Uncharted.
But they could have ended with The Last of Us, The Last Guardian, and people would have gone fucking nuts.
Yep. Because people would like, we're at the end of the show. They didn't show Last Guardian, does it exist? And then boom, there it is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not. It's tough. I'm sure the guys at Microsoft probably gone over this. Like, what are we doing? Like,
Oh, they've been in. Yeah, I mean, if you watch their tweets and Shannon Loftus and Aaron, and they're practicing this every day.
yeah.
They got to practice their mic drops.
I just want it to be a good press conference. Like, I don't know. Like, I want some surprises. I want something there that like I don't know about.
Yeah, same here.
OG. It was another rope-a-dopes. OG Xbox emulation.
You wish. You wish.
Hey, you know what? So does Ray Stallion too. So you know what? I'm in good company.
Yeah, it's not worth doing.
I know. So I have been told.
But for many reasons, not just. I mean, but.
No, I'm joking about that. That's
I
a
know.
pipe dream.
But game sharing and on game sharing.
I think game sharing happens.
Yeah.
I see. Well, they've been talking about that for a while now.
Part of this press conference is going to have to do with their melding of the Xbox and Windows 10. I mean, there's going to be some. I think they're
The
going to. I
Winbox.
think they're. No, I think. Well, I also think they're going to announce that streaming will be available over internet connections. I think they need to do that. Believe it or not, once they saw that the PlayStation Remote app could do that, I think they needed to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I mean, somebody said. I think that's where the Winbox stuff is coming from. That somebody said they were going to.
Seamus Blackley tweeted that out.
But there was somebody else that said that what they had heard was that they were going to bring the Xbox UI to the Windows 10 app, and then you'd be able to play your Xbox One games directly on the Windows 10 PC. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that could happen. I just don't know how much of that would be a closer.
All right, what about Crackdown 3?
That could be a closer. But we talk about the single player because we know about the
But we've barely seen it. We just saw snippets in like a
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rand, we talked about that earlier about it having some issues.
Yeah, there's rumors that it has issues, but
Yeah.
I mean, you can end the show on it. If it's not coming out this year, you could still end the show.
Well, I think the multiplayer was still coming out this year, right?
This summer,
Some
is supposed
sort
to
of
come out.
beta.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a multiplayer piece. I didn't think it was a beta. I thought it was because remember the multiplayer has the CloudGen, but the single player is going to be a standard single player game because they didn't want to do the CloudGen stuff. So I thought that they were releasing it in 2 parts. I could be wrong. I'm looking it up as we talk, but I was pretty sure that the multiplayer piece wasn't a beta. That was just the multiplayer part of the game. Hang on.
I always just assumed it was just a beta that they were going to do.
It's possible. I
thought it was a beta too.
I'm going to Xbox Wire because I remember at the beginning of the year when they updated their schedule that they had that on the schedule.
Yeah, it was like Crackdown 3 multiplayer, but they could end it. Crackdown 3. I mean, that's something that's big enough.
Yeah, that I agree with.
And have actual gameplay. Showing off the 4-player co-op destruction stuff, that would probably be a good way to end it if it's ready. That is, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know, unless it's like a brand new IP, which I think we are going to show it off. They are going to show off a new IP.
Oh yeah,
they've got to. They've got to.
It's just a matter of what it is. You think Ori 2 is going to be ready yet to show off?
Are they even working on it?
Yeah, they are.
We could see that. Wait,
maybe Phil finally comes out and says, "Hey, by the way, we're going to develop a baseball game."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we do look at sales and we do look at MPD and we kind of see that baseball games do sell.
I
know. It's another. Trust me. It's ridiculous because they're actually sitting on a baseball IP, but why use it?
Well, they're sitting on a lot of stuff.
I know.
Cameo 2 ends the show.
I would die. That's it. I wouldn't even watch the rest of their press conferences if that was it.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would be very happy with that.
I think a lot of the fans would be
Unreal 4, man, that game would look amazing.
You see Unreal 4?
Yeah, if it was running on Unreal 4.
Unreal Championship 2.
Viva Pinata and Unreal 4.
Jeez.
That would be sweet.
Bring back Mechasalt, please.
Oh, close the show with that, dude.
Wasn't one of the rumors in the thing, Enrique? Wasn't it Bloodwake was making a return or some shit?
You know what? I don't remember.
That's the fucking boat game, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. Boat game.
Fuck. Imagine if they brought that back.
That was an OG game. That's 2000. That was a launch. That was almost a launch title with the OG Xbox.
Crimson Skies. Why don't they bring back Crimson Skies?
That would be a. Okay, I would. That you want to close the show with something? Close it with something like Crimson Skies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bloodwake was right. Bloodwake came out 2000. No, Bloodwake was
Was it 01?
Yeah, 2001, December 28th. Yep. Yeah.
Stormfront. I remember those guys.
Yeah, Stormfront Studios.
I think I still have that in my box of stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And see, that's the thing. They have so many games that can go back to from the OG Xbox game. I mean, Brute Force, they could bring that back. I don't know if you guys
but see,
that.
if they're not gonna make it, if they're not gonna do any backward compatibility with it, they're sure not gonna bring those IPs forward.
Do you guys remember Zurich?
Azuric?
Azuric, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
okay.
Azuric.
Yeah. Azuric. That was a launch game.
I mean, yeah. They could go back to they could get with EA and BioWare and do another Jade Empire. I mean, there's so much stuff they could do.
Another Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic. Who owns that, by the way? Because that was LucasArts, so who owns that now?
Disney, I would assume. Right?
How about another Nightcaster?
Nightcaster wasn't that big.
Yeah, it wasn't that good either.
And they don't own Amped. They don't own they've had no interest in Blinks. I'm trying to think what other Voodoo Vince is not coming back.
Yeah.
No Fusion Frenzy. I mean, I don't know what they. I just don't think they would dip that far back.
Crimson Skies.
I would love to see a Crimson Skies.
Great game.
Mm-hmm.
So many games, so little time.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's the other
No,
side.
well, you guys went over it earlier, and I caught the back end of it. I mean, I, other than I just don't. I know what we're gonna see. It would just be nice to know what other surprises they could have.
What if Dead Rising 4 was the game they're going to close with?
Now, is that
If they
exclusive?
seriously thought they were going to close with
You said
that.
that's exclusive?
See, that's what I would open with if it's.
I heard
exclusive.
Microsoft fully funded that game. It's like a true Windows 10, Xbox One exclusive. I don't know. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, I mean they did it with 3, and Capcom sure as shit needs the money.
Yeah, and they do. They don't like to do stuff without a partner.
Yeah.
Yep.
They'll do Resident Evil 7
They
without
opened
a partner.
they
but,
opened the show with Deep Down.
deep down.
I mean, Dead Rising 4. I mean, I would. I'm first in line for Dead Rising 4. I played Dead Rising 3. I did 3 playthroughs of that game. 2 of them with online co-op.
Mhm.
I just had another thought for another game to end the show with.
Yeah.
State of Decay 2.
Nah, I don't
That's
think
rumored
it's
to
big
be
enough.
there.
It is rumored to be there.
It's rumored to be there, but I don't think it's big enough. Weren't they supposed to make an MMO?
They are. That's
They
what
are.
State of Decay.
So that's what 2 is going to be, is a full
Yeah.
MMO.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd probably Crackdown 3 would probably be better suited to end the show than State of Decay 2, but
Yeah.
and here for our zombie segment, here's Dead Rising 4 and State of Decay 2. All right.
Yeah. I'd be hyped for Dead Rising 4. I really would.
I don't know. The fact that it's Dead Rising 1, the remake of 1 or whatever.
I'm not convinced of that.
Hey, R-Star Gamer said Buffy the Vampire Slayer Blood Rain.
Blood Rain. Oh god.
EA did make a decent Buffy game.
Did they? I never played it.
Not the first one. They made a couple of them. Their second go around was a really decent game.
What if they close with a third party game?
I think they will.
So you think Bmuny like a third party game to have a marketing deal with?
I think it's going to be a third-party exclusive.
It would
be
have
honest.
to be an exclusive.
Really?
I wouldn't end the show with something that comes out on somebody else's.
It's going to be something that nobody's going to think of, and I think that's why
GTA 6.
it's going to be
Yeah,
hard.
not a
Not a chance.
Not a chance.
But,
Half-Life 3.
I think it's
Not
going to
a
be a
chance.
third-party game that nobody's expecting, and it's gonna be pretty big.
I can see that happening.
I could see that.
That would certainly go against Phil's. I don't need to. What if it's the next Tomb Raider? What if this thing with Tomb Raider isn't over yet?
I won't do that.
They can't promote Tomb Raider when the
No.
Tomb Raider
I
hasn't
didn't
hit
say.
PlayStation
I didn't
yet.
say Rise of the Tomb Raider. I mean, what if they said, "All right, well, you know what? You guys can have Rise of the Tomb Raider. Here's our next one."
Yeah, but why would you promote that and it's not on the other console yet?
I'm not talking about Rise. I'm talking about a new Tomb Raider. Why would you?
But they're not going to launch a new Tomb Raider. That would make no sense.
Not necessarily. I mean, well, look. How much makes sense this generation?
None of it.
Square's going
Dead
to
Island got a
Tomb Raider
remaster.
when they still have
Right.
to promote the other Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Microsoft doesn't have to
PS4.
promote. Microsoft doesn't have to promote.
Hold on real quick. Like, what was that Bmuny?
But Square would still be the company that's making the game. So you think they would promote a new Tomb Raider game when Rise of the Tomb Raider isn't even on PS4 yet?
I think if they had a big enough deal for it, yeah, I think so. Because I think
I don't think they will. I don't think they want to return to that whole scenario.
Nope.
Well,
They
I
wouldn't do
think if they did, it would be because it was a full on exclusive, no chance of it coming anywhere else.
Yeah, but then again, did Tomb Raider really move the needle that much for them to want to do that all over again?
Well, no, but I think the reason that it didn't move the needle is because you guys all know my take on that whole story. There's more to that than we're ever going to know. The fact that they announced the other editions before the Xbox One version even came out told me that there was some shenanigans going on. So I'm not. I think that Phil painted himself into a corner by trying to head fake people into believing that this was a full exclusive, only to come to find out it wasn't, and then that screwed the whole thing up. Because do you guys honestly believe that Rise of the Tomb Raider is going to sell anything when it comes out on PS4 this year?
No. Well, it depends on when it came out. If it comes out in November, absolutely not. If it comes out in August, probably it could sell decently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna light it up. I mean, it's
No.
not gonna be the savior of the game.
No.
But it didn't. I mean, it didn't light it up anywhere. That was the problem.
Well,
It's
but I think
so
the
slowly.
reason. No, I agree with that. But I think the reason that it didn't is because everybody knew that it was only a timed exclusive. There was no. Why would a PlayStation 4 owner buy an Xbox One when they could just wait it out?
That's true.
But why would they buy
Also,
one now when they can just play it on PC?
yeah, I don't think Tomb Raider's
Not
big
everybody,
enough.
not everybody plays PC. Not as many. There's not as much PC console crossover as people think.
You think? I mean, do you even think Crystal Dynamics is even ready to show another fucking Tomb Raider already? I mean, they
I
just
don't-
finished the game.
Yeah, I don't think
And
they
they
are.
just and the
But they're
DLC
not.
and all that stuff.
But they're not doing the PS4 version.
Right, I know, but I'm saying, like, if you're talking about a brand new Tomb Raider that's exclusive to Microsoft, it would obviously be made by Crystal Dynamics, right?
Yeah.
They made 'em- So we're talking a year later after they shipped it, they're gonna start teasing the next one.
No, I don't think anybody's looking for it either.
Yeah, I just don't think.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think Crackdown 3 seems the likely candidate to me if you're gonna show something new. But I don't know. I mean, maybe it's the hardware. Maybe because I have a feeling, talking to some people, that one of the reasons Microsoft thinks they're in, one of the reasons they think they're in the hole they are is because of the power disparity, because of the Digital Foundry articles, where every game comes out and there's Digital Foundry articles saying that this game's better on PlayStation. They truly believe that is one of the biggest problems right now. So if they can address that in some way, maybe they do. Who fucking knows?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I asked if the Slim had a boost.
I can't see it having that big of a boost.
Maybe it's Scorpion then.
The disparity isn't as big though as
Yeah.
that's the thing.
But it's perception, Mike. It's
No,
all
no,
perception.
no. I get that, but
Mm.
I don't think that power gap necessarily has to be solved with a generational leap in hardware. I don't think that that's as necessary. We're not talking about a big difference.
No, I think you send a really weird message if you do a little bit of a bump, for a Slim, and then you're going to do another major bump for a Scorpio like the next year.
Yeah.
That's a really weird message because now you talk about fragmenting like fan bases. You're really going to piss some people off on that one.
I think it depends.
But-
I still believe if these things are announced at E3 less than 3 physical years from the release of your current consoles, you're going to piss some people off anyway.
Yeah, but
Well,
what if,
you are. But I think if you announce Scorpio for like a middle to like end of summer release next year, people might be a little more accepting of that. But if you do a bump and a Slim, where there's going to be a bunch of people who are still holding on to their original Xbox, they're not going to run around and buy that Slim if they know a Scorpio's coming.
I mean, that's certainly possible.
But
They
maybe
wouldn't buy the Slim if it didn't have a bump.
but the Scorpio is probably more so for
Oh, definitely
the
not, Mike. Definitely not. But if the Slim is just a Slim, like an Xbox One Slim, then they're gonna pick up some holiday Steam and everything else. But if you say a few more months from there, there's gonna be another bump. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, then the question becomes, it's a question I've asked before: who are you marketing this console to? Are you marketing it to existing owners, I've had the same question about the Neo. Are you marketing this to new people, or are you marketing this to your existing base? Because quite honestly, if you're marketing this to your existing base, both of these consoles, if they have this any kind of bump, is an apology for the console that you just tried to sell them. This close to, we're not talking about 4 years out. We're not talking about 5 years out. We're talking about announcing these consoles not even 3 years from your launch. That just reeks of, hey, I'm sorry we tried to sell you on 1080p 60. Can you go ahead and just buy this one now? We promise this one will do it.
Yeah, but But Mike, the thing is, but you're gonna have people that are gonna, you know, like if the Neo comes out and the Scorpio comes out, let's say right away, I think that it's those two consoles are intended for, your current install base, the really hardcore console owners who want the 1080p 60 frames a second, and
Okay.
and so long as they're still making software that you can buy on either platform, I don't think it's going to be an issue.
We're,
Maybe the Slim's a cheaper version of the Xbox One, and then the Scorpio's the upgraded option. For those who want top of the line graphics and resolution and all the other stuff.
Hmm.
okay, so we're 3 years in. These
Mhm.
consoles have respectively sold about 70 million
Mhm.
consoles or so.
Hmm.
What percentage of those console owners are truly hardcore gamers that are actually going to go out and buy these consoles?
I would say go back and look at the first month sales for each system, and those are your ultra hardcore that would buy it day one.
All right, so it's about $1 million a piece.
Probably. I mean, Sony did say the PSVR, what their initial shipment's going to be like 1.25 mil.
Yeah.
That's probably the ultra hardcore. That's probably their ultra. I mean, that's probably the base that will literally buy anything they put out.
Mhm.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And so long as you can still buy the same software, I don't think it's going to be an issue.
Well,
Meaning that you're not going to miss out on any games by not having the
But that's
Scorpio
that's
Neo.
the thing that I think will scare like the general gamer away from it. It's like, well, I got to spend another $500 to play the same exact game. Yeah, it runs in lower resolution, but I'm saving $500 and I get the same game
and
regardless.
now, right,
That's the
and
same
now,
thing from the jump from PS3 and the 360.
right.
Those first 2 years, they released the same exact games, and people were like, "Why do I need to jump?"
Well, some people need the newest tech in their lives.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm the same way. Like I bought both my consoles day one, bought the Wii U day one. Like I love the tech, so I'll probably jump on it. But for the general public, they don't think
Well,
that
yeah,
same way.
we got to
Yeah.
see how they market it. We got to see what the difference in the games is. Like, what is Halo 6? What does it look like and play like on Scorpio, and what does it look like and play like on the One? There
Right.
might be a drastic difference where you're like, okay, I know I can get the shittier version for Halo because I have the Xbox One, but I need the Scorpio version. Like, I need that in my life, you know?
Right, but then like I said, because we're so early in this generation, you got people who just bought a console, in
Last holiday.
December. In December,
Yeah.
and now you're telling them, well, if you really wanted Halo 6 to look really good, you got to buy this console now.
Well, that's on their marketing team.
Yeah, but you know what, Mike?
I totally agree with that. I really honestly do. What I'm saying is I've never been against the idea of the iterative console, and I've said that I think we're at a point now where they've settled on the x86 platform because they can do forward and backward compatibility. I think the timing is it just makes it look like, in my opinion, that these consoles that they're getting ready to talk about are basically an apology for consoles that they tried to sell you just a short time ago on a bill of goods. It's not that they're making them. I totally understand that that these have to happen. I just think they're happening way too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I was always a proponent of, like, I thought there'd be a new Xbox One in 2018, and I remember Tim always disagreeing with me, like, no, 2019, 2020, and I'm like, dude, they want this gen over now. They need this gen to be over. I was like, 2018, and I'm even shocked that we're getting in 2017, and Sony essentially is doing an upgrade. They're leading. They're selling more than they've ever sold before, and it's the second best selling system of all time, and they're like, no, we need a new one now too.
Right.
Like, are you serious? Like, who would have thought this coming? And it is right. It's like one of those things. Is like, hey guys, we apologize. These were the systems we wanted to make 2 years ago. These are the true. This is the true Xbox One, and this is the true PlayStation 4.
Right.
And that's on them.
Paradigm shift.
I don't know how people are going to accept this, especially since, from what all the documentation with the PlayStation Neo is that they aren't going to make any exclusive games for it.
Yeah.
It's just going to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think as long as they're not creating any new exclusives that you can only get in those systems, the public will be okay with it.
Yeah, but
Microsoft does have a slight issue as well. They're going to have to figure out some compatibility issues, because unless you're leaving ESRAM as part of that system, I guess they're going to have to. They might bump it up, but they're going to have to leave the architecture kind of the way it is.
Yeah, but I'm disappointed that there aren't going to be exclusive games, because one of the reasons why I bought a 360 and I bought an Xbox One was because I was getting games that I couldn't get on the previous system.
Yeah,
I don't
true.
want to get an Xbox Scorpio and then only be able to play games that I could have played on my Xbox One at a better resolution and frame rate. Like, I want the exclusive game that is tailor-made for that system.
Well, the difference is that you're not making a radical change in hardware anymore. What I was just saying was we've reached a point where
PC.
Right, and it's exactly where everything is headed. The OG Xbox had a Pentium 3 processor in it. The Xbox 360 went PowerPC. The PS2 went from whatever it had inside of it to, I think it had an RISC chip in it, to the cell processor. And now we're at a point where both consoles, and possibly Nintendo's, whatever the console is going to be, are all on PC architecture. So from here on out, that upgrade is going to happen in PC architecture. Especially with Windows 10 and that whole merging of Xbox and Windows 10, there's no way they can do it otherwise. So now you're going to get a point. That's why forward and backward compatibility is not going to be an issue, because you're not changing your platform. You're just beefing up the components like a PC.
I don't know. Like, I want exclusive games when I buy a new system, especially when I drop $500 on a new system. Like, I understand some games have to be cross-gen, but like,
see, that whole cross-gen, that whole term is going to go away.
I know. I'm gonna get Scorpio because the games will probably run a lot better, and I do have, like, frame rate bothers me. Like, if that system's going to give me a stable frame rate for all my games, then I'm probably on board with that system, but I don't know. It's a tough sell, not only for Microsoft but for Sony.
Absolutely.
It's a big paradigm shift for console.
Yeah,
gamers,
and even PSVR is a tough sell in and of itself. I mean,
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rand.
Well, you listen to some of these people, and there's some reports out there that the VR sales, not only for the headsets, but also for the games, are terrible.
South, welcome back, man.
Hey, how's it going?
There he is.
Did you guys miss me or what?
We did miss you.
Totally.
Well, Rand, there were people that were saying that their whole reason for a new, Neo PlayStation is because the PSVR experience was awful.
Well, if that's so, then Sony's got a major problem if they're baiting and switching people. If they went from going to say PSVR is ready with PlayStation 4 and then you actually get it and it's a fucking terrible experience, like that has disaster written all over.
I've never believed for a minute that these consoles can't do 60 frames per second as it is on a consistent basis. Sony mandated that PSVR games have to stay at a solid 60 frames per second. It cannot drop frames, period.
No, you get
sick. I believe that's why you're getting games that basically look like, we laugh at Apple Pie Jones, and we laugh at Zombie Taxi, and we laugh at Job Simulator, but I honestly believe that's, from these particular consoles, the best they can do. And Microsoft's not even trying with Oculus, because they know the console can't handle it. So they'll do you can do the streaming to it into a movie mode, but that's not even hooked directly up to the console. That's hooked up to a PC that streams from the Xbox. They know that they can't do it, and they weren't even going to try. So I never. That's why I think that Sony has to show off some VR at the press conference, because they have to show off something other than Zombie Taxi to people who are seriously looking at plopping that money down. And a month ago, somebody said that VR was going to be terrible on the PS4 at launch. So that's you got they've got a problem with that.
I'm
if
just saying
that's
that's a PR nightmare waiting to happen if it really is terrible and you need
Yeah,
the
come
PSVR.
on, though, Rand. Do you really believe it's gonna be a PR nightmare? Fucking Sony has like PR.
No, it will be.
But
No, not from the media, but from regular gamers who like. Let's just say you buy into whatever they're selling, and you go buy PSVR on day one, right? And you don't get a Neo because obviously you would have to drop fucking $1,000, right? So you just get PSVR, and you hook that shit up, and it's fucking terrible, dude. That is a PR nightmare waiting to happen. There's no way they can fucking control that. No, absolutely no way. That shit would blow up in their face so fast.
I don't know, because no matter what, Sony fans they love whatever they get put out. You know, and I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, Sony against Xbox, blah blah blah, all that bullshit console war. But I mean, no matter what Sony does, their fans love it. So
they are a loyal fan base. There is no doubt about that. No doubt at all.
So I really don't believe that. Oh, it'd be a shit show and PR nightmare, because the Xbox, the PlayStation fans are gonna be happy regardless.
But we're talking about the experience being dog shit, like not running properly, the game sucking. Like I don't care how
People
loyal.
start getting sick. They will complain.
Like I don't care how loyal you are to a product. There comes a point, especially if you're dropping $500 on something that you were told was going to work properly and it doesn't. No, then those aren't loyal.
Connect and Move are your two big examples of that.
Yeah, I mean, if they do, then they're they're fucking they're what is that one term? Corporate cocksuckers. Yeah, because I don't give a shit. Like, yeah, my preference is Microsoft and Xbox, but like, I'm not gonna fucking just eat shit and say it was fucking delicious. I'm sorry. Like, I will.
Well, say hello to your Windows phone.
Well, that's not from Xbox.
The issue is. The issue is going to be that beyond the first leg of games, people are going to want what they feel VR is supposed to give them. And Nelscani is right. Riggs looks good, and I'm not. There are two games that I think look really good, but we also don't know what it looks like when you actually put the headset on. Is Riggs and Battlezone, but at the same time, in order to keep that frame rate to what Sony's mandating, those graphics are going to have to take a hit. And people are going to, at some point, people are not going to be happy with the fact that, well, the game on my TV looks a whole hell of a lot better than when I put my VR headset on. Immersion only goes so much.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to me, VR is like a cool little, just like time away, 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever. But I honestly couldn't see myself doing it for more than that,
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like Jeff Gertzman from Giant Bomb's talking about this. He's like, hey, I got Vive and I got Oculus hooked up. I can play VR whenever I want to, and he's just like, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because the experience isn't there. They're all just supposed to be 20-minute mini games, like the true what you would want, like a Gears game in VR. Something like, but
that's like 10 years off.
Right. So that's another thing. People are going to buy PlayStation VR, and I'm telling you right now, they're going to be so disappointed with the games and the fact that they're only going to be trying it for 30 minutes at a time. I can see it already. I can fucking see it.
It's going to be like Singer said. It's hey, look, I got VR. PlayStation VR. You want to check it out? Okay. 10 minutes. Oh, yeah, it's fun. Woohoo! Just like Connect was, you know what I mean? Everybody did, everybody wanted to do the bowling and shit like that, but, I mean, how long did that last? It was good for, half hour, but then that was it. To me, that doesn't warrant, $1,000.
Yeah.
No matter how you slice it.
Yeah. Well, hey, guys, let's wrap up the podcast. My wife actually just came down and kind of looked at me funny.
And that is when the show has to end.
Yeah, she's like, "You're still up?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, you're still up? Take your ass to bed, or you're gonna be on the couch.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we This is a great. The VR thing's great. We could definitely talk about this. At length. I mean, it's we should definitely talk about it again, another podcast. But
well, that guy Rand Al Podcast 4. He's down for every podcast in the world. All you gotta do is give him about 2 days advance on Twitter. Tell him, listen, I'm starting a podcast, and I'm talking to you, Matthew Jones. All you gotta do
Matthew Jones.
hit up Rand.
Now, I said to Enrique that you're my last podcast for the week. I'm done.
Yeah, Rand's done after this.
All right, then don't come into my chat room bitching that I didn't invite you.
Oh, if I get what I need to get done by
how can you not jump in Stingers? Come on, man! Everybody's got to be stopped by Stingers.
I have some shit I have to prepare for E3. If I get that shit done by Friday when Mike goes live, I might jump in there for that. But I don't think I have time for the other two.
Well, I'm flattered.
Yeah, I told Stinger, I got to make an appearance again. It's just, I dropped too many F-bombs, so you know what I mean. I'm always.
It's cool now because
the only one left
Enrique swears.
Podcast. Everybody else that
swears.
comes on now. Everybody that comes on now.
South. We all swear now.
The other thing too.
So the profanity ban is lifted, huh?
Yes.
No, it's not lifted. They just don't listen.
Well, fuck that.
So, I mean, the other thing too, which I totally understand, is who wants to talk about the exact same thing, again on Friday. I'm going to because it's my show, but
right.
Oh, I don't mind.
Being Friday, we still got Wednesday and Thursday for shit to leak.
Well,
plus Friday.
Not just
leaks.
that, but we'll be able to talk about the Watch Dogs and Deus Ex stuff, and we're going to see that stuff. You're right. And I'm keeping a scorecard of what's going on.
I want to talk about Naughty America.
Yeah, I showed that for a second. I said, "Oh shit, I gotta take it off." By the way, man, you gotta have Tony on here.
Yeah, no,
we had such a great, and it's part of what has kind of gotten me in that mood of E3, and when we were talking about earlier where we were going and stuff. I had such a great conversation with Tony on Friday about just like I've got so many. Part of my angst and what's making me upset is, I love the fact that you guys are going to the show because, it's what I did for a decade, and I got so many great memories, and it's great to see you guys being able to get some of that memory, to make some of those memories too before the show implodes on itself. And there's so many pictures that I got. There's so many things relics that I have from E3's past. I still have my E305 faceplate that Larry gave me. I mean, there's just so many things that I remember about being at the show and on the floor and in the conferences and watching Peter Moore roll up his sleeves, and show off his Halo tattoo and shit like that.
Hey, Stinger, we all know Peter Moore is your hero. Bro.
He's my dude. He is my absolute favorite in this industry. Absolute favorite.
Yeah, you know what? He's a really good dude. Cause better than an executive that walked by me one time and didn't even fucking look my way. But I walked past him at the halls, E3. And hey Pete, and he stopped dead in his tracks and shook my hand. And, hey, how you doing? And I was shocked. Yep. Fucking Peter Moore.
Anytime I went and he was in the booth before I had a meeting, I've never met with him because he's those guys had bigger fish to fry. But there wasn't a year that he saw me. He had stopped, shake my hand, ask me how I was doing, talk for 2 minutes, and then say, hey man, I got to run. But stopped, and that's just the way that band was. And so there's and look, where does he everywhere he goes, success follows him. Sega, Microsoft, and EA, and it seems like everywhere he leaves.
Jesus.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, gentlemen, let's wrap up the podcast. I want to thank, really want to thank everyone in the live chat. I mean, we've been going at this for, Jesus, almost 4 hours.
Wow.
4 hours? Are you serious?
4 hours, Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Enrique.
Yeah.
Now that's a marathon, brother.
Yeah, it's 12:44 right now. We
You
started.
realize it's like Tuesday night.
It's Tuesday right now. Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I need to say what's up to Eric, man. It's been a long time, brother. How
I
you
know,
been?
right? Good, man. How's everything going?
Oh, it's beautiful, brother. Beautiful. Just like talking about this E3, getting ready for it. And, you know,
Dude, I'm jealous,
hopefully,
man.
Hopefully, everybody has a good show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bottom
I
line,
think
we
I
all
think
want
it's
to
gonna
be
be a good one.
entertained.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good one if people stop with the goddamn leaks, though.
Yeah. But you know what? Like, if you guys listen to TXR, what I was saying last night, this year has been the least amount of leaks. I
I don't know.
remember
Today and yesterday and today, man. It's been fast and
Yeah.
furious.
Yeah.
Man,
Well,
it's been like, and another one. Yeah.
and then, he must have the Khaled.
South, I'm
But,
glad you're getting to go again, man. I really am.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
man.
You
seeing
know
you.
what? Hey, listen, even if I couldn't go, I'd be outside fucking stalking. You know what I mean?
And you know what? They'd let your ass in anyway. Wait, there's South. Get him in here. I know you're gonna be back behind. You're gonna be back there with Aaron and Larry and Phil, just like in the green room. We know.
Really shine your shoes, sir?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Hey, didn't you know I'm
Come
a
on,
shoe
man.
shine boy?
Wow.
No, seriously.
Hey, I shine those shoes to get in there, man.
You damn Skippy. People want my job.
You know?
They're headhunters.
South,
Yeah.
didn't you take a picture with Peter last year?
No,
Wasn't that
I
you?
didn't.
No, I don't think
But
you
you
did.
saw him and talked to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You stopped talking.
It was at the briefing, yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
You
well,
said Mike-
it was prior to the briefing.
Yeah, you said, hey, Mike said, what's up, right?
Yeah, I said Stinger, you know, the original Next Level game. He said, tell that motherfucker that's a good day.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Tell him I said,
Tell him to leave me the fuck alone.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Beautiful thing. But nah, you know, Enrique, thanks for the, you know, for adding me in just for, you know, a barrel of laughs real quick. You know what I mean? While I'm driving down the interstate, you know.
No, absolutely, man. Hey, anytime,
you know,
man.
I got nothing but respect for you guys. You know, and I know I'm a hypocrite. 'Cause I expect everybody to listen to TXR, and then you know a lot of times I don't get a chance to listen to you guys. So you know, I apologize, but you know
He
me, I'm always
expects people to
down.
listen.
It's all good, man.
It's all
You
good,
know what
Sal.
I mean?
Man,
But
a lot of
I got
time-
nothing but respect and love for you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
guys,
man.
guys are
Appreciate
doing
it.
Day in,
Indeed.
day out. You know, you guys
You know what we
support me, I
need to do,
support
South?
you.
We need to just fucking. Everybody just needs to be on Stinger's show on Friday and just fucking fuck the rules, dude.
That's
Dude,
right.
We
That's
need to
right.
hijack his show.
How many
Yeah.
how many people can you have? How many people can you have in a hangout?
Yeah. I don't know. We could find out.
Yeah, we should. We should.
You guys
put it to the
you
test.
guys are welcome to come on. And then we got something
Why?
special. We got something special going on Tuesday, the 14th, which
Yeah,
Enrique,
so
are you
do
guys-
we. So do
Enrique,
we.
yeah?
It's called E3.
Oh, you guys are gonna be there. You know, unfortunately, I can't be there. So
Well,
But,
you'll be with us in spirit. You'll be,
Ah.
you'll be following. Hey, listen, this is gonna be the most that Randall's gonna tweet ever. Watch.
no, I live vicariously through you guys when you went last year. I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I did too. I followed you guys
You know,
last year. Yeah.
You know, you know, the only thing is, I need to get a better backup battery charger for my phone.
Dude, the battery on this phone just dies so fast, man. It wouldn't even
I
last
thought-
a couple hours.
I thought Jeremy Downer's gonna break you off with a new phone.
Is he? He didn't say anything to me.
No, that's what he said.
He-
He said with a new Windows phone.
Windows,
you up.
man.
Windows phone.
Windows phone.
My S7 lasts like 2 days between charges.
Oh shit.
This is a damn nice phone.
Yeah.
He texted me yesterday. What was it? I don't know. I'm upside down. But I noticed you got yours up in Samsung because it shows up red typing. I was like, oh, Enrique upgrade.
Yeah, I got the Note 4, man.
What about Apple? Nobody has the iPhone. I know Giggs has the iPhone.
I don't. Nope.
I have an iPhone.
I can't get down with Apple.
She's trying to
You know what?
turn me to
first-
iPhone, South. She's
5 phone. You got no sense.
Hey, South, we're losing you, man.
Yeah, man.
Your connection's breaking up a little bit.
I'm botting. I apologize. I sound like Rand's old phone.
Yeah. Well, hey, gentlemen, let's. I need to wrap this up because, like I said,
standing right behind you, isn't she? She's standing right behind you, isn't she, Enrique?
Yeah.
Playing them games.
Yeah, but
Breath on the back of your neck.
exactly, South.
It starts with a simple massage, and then the
Yeah,
hands get around the throat.
exactly. Exactly.
Baby, you're rubbing too hard, baby.
Rub it too hard.
Hey, man. Hey.
But hey, real quick, I want to give everyone a big. Wait, what's that, South?
Wait a minute, I'm not supposed to get back from the ankle.
South, you're breaking up, bro.
He's a drive-through ordering food.
I wouldn't listen to me. I'm not talking to it.
Hey, real quick, guys, big shout out to everyone in the live chat who hung in there for, Jesus, 4 hours almost. I mean, basically 4 hours. So thank you, guys. We definitely appreciate it. So big shout out to everyone in the chat. Hey, big shout out to Diego, by the way, he's in the chat, and big shout out to him because he hooked us up with a new logo, new avatar, everything.
Yeah,
Did a great job.
Banner's tight.
Yeah, so big shout out to Diego. Thank you for hooking that up, brother. Appreciate it. And again, great live chat, and appreciate everyone hanging there with us. To our guest, Bmuny, thank you, man, for joining us again tonight, man. Always a pleasure to have you on.
No problem, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll have to get you on. We'll have to get you on the show again, man, after you get back from E3.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And hey, man, have a safe trip. Enjoy E3 as well. And South, man, thank you for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
Stop by.
What? I didn't see. I don't.
Yeah, I see a picture of South. It looks like he's.
Pretty bad.
Oh!
Yeah, there he is. There's South. But you're botting, you're botting, man.
I'm pretty bad.
My God. Well, South, if you can hear me, man, it's always a pleasure to have you on, man. We got to get you back on too, South, man. When you get back from E3, man, we got to get you on.
Yeah, but hopefully you get him on when his shit works right.
Yeah. We'll have to get him on when he's on his PC. And Rand, hey man, thank you again for joining us, man. Always a pleasure to have you on again, man.
No problem.
Yeah, to all, I always say this to all my guests, previous guests, always open door policy for you guys, man. So thank you again. Anytime you guys want to come on, you're always welcome to. So, and yeah, man, we'll have to get you back on after you get back from E3 once you get settled back in. And hey, man, safe travels, and man, really excited for you. Hope you have a blast at E3, man.
Yeah, it just real quick, we got a giveaway going on for a TXR T-shirt. If anybody out there wants to go in for that, winner gets a free TXR T-shirt on us. So.
Nice.
Oh, nice, man.
Nice.
Yeah, and for those who are listening and those who are going to listen later on, definitely check out TXR. They go live Monday nights, 9 p.m.
Monday nights,
Eastern
9
Standard
p.m.
Time. Yeah,
Yep.
great podcast too, guys. Really love what you guys are doing.
Yep. You guys do it right.
Yeah.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah. So and Mike, thanks for jumping in kind of late too, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I told you last week that I could do it this week, and then like all of a sudden I saw everybody tweeting out I'm like, oh shit, today's Tuesday. Sometimes, man, you have 3 kids, you lose track of time. You know that, Enrique.
No, I know, man. I know.
You're about to anyway.
Yeah, no,
So,
definitely. Yeah,
yeah,
but
no, thanks for letting me jump in. If you all want to jump in Friday, you're welcome to, of course. We can have the same exact conversation again.
we may. Well, it could be different. We could get more leaks the next couple of days.
John will be there. I'm working on, I believe, live on location. Jeff Bartram will be on. He wanted to come on and talk.
Nice.
Always great, Frankie. Frankie from Short Pause Gaming. He always drives home 80 miles an hour to come jump on late. So we're gonna have a hell of a show Friday.
Yeah, definitely, man.
So,
definitely.
and then, are you guys? I mean, you still have to talk to, Eric and Al about the 14th.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're gonna do the 14th.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. I think
All
we're
right.
gonna.
Well, if you guys don't, at least what we're gonna do is for the first time for us. We're partnering with Short Pause Gaming, my friends there who we've been playing with and you've jumped in games with and stuff like that. And we are doing an E3 conference wrap-up show on that night at 10 o'clock. It's actually going to be one of those where we're going to co-host together. They're going to stream it on their website, and then they're going to grab the feed once it's done and put it on their channel. So it's really going to be a joint supercast. So if you guys can make it, love to have you. But we're going to do it pretty much we're going to cover all the conferences, all the big surprises that everybody claims that they have, and we'll see.
Awesome. All right. Well, again, gentlemen, thank you. It was a pleasure. Again, thank you to everyone in the live chat. And for those of you who are going to watch us later on, thank you. Give us a like, subscribe to us as well. And remember to catch our sister podcast, the Super Deformed Gamescast, which goes live Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you to John, Mistermegative, who was in the podcast earlier, had to leave. And guys, enjoy E3, and we'll catch everyone back next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be talking about the E3 press conference. So other than that, gentlemen, thank you again. Good night to everyone. See you guys next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.